Just about set for the kickoff. Todd Harris on the field, fourth member of our team. Todd?
All right, thank you, Brad. Coach Beamer, you've seen this team 4 times in 15 months. How do you go about beating them today?
They're a hard team to beat. You know, you can't turn the ball over. You got to get a couple of turnovers. You can't give up long plays. You got to get a couple of long plays. You got to be good in the kicking game.
We've talked extensively about the youth of your team. How do you get them ready and not to have the nerve show here in an ACC title game?
Well, you know, we're playing, our 13th ball game, so, you know, they've been through some battles. I think they're going to be okay.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck to your time. And I'll tell you what, Brad, you guys were talking about youth here. Coach Beamer, he lost 37 guys off of last year's team. He sent 13 of those players to the NFL Combine. Brad?
All right, Todd. Boston College won the toss and deferred. So Ryan Quigley will tee it up. And back deep, Dyrell Roberts and Chris Hill await on the other end for Boston College. 17th meeting between these two teams. The Hokies lead it 10-6. At one point, they won 7 straight. But as we said, BC has taken 2 of the last 3, but not last year's championship. That's what they're thinking about today. On a Chamber of Commerce day, beautiful day in Tampa, Florida. This is for the ACC championship. Roberts will field at about the 7. And Roberts out across the 30, close to the 33-yard line. That's where Virginia Tech will go to work offensively. And with that, let's check our Dr. Pepper impact players. Darren Evans, what a year he's had. His first carry will probably put him over the 1,000-yard mark. Greg Boone, you'll see him not just at tight end in some different situations. We'll cover that as we go. And Victor Harris, Paul already talked about him. He knows what to do when the ball's in the air. And if he catches one, he'll take it the distance the other way. First play, they flare the pass out to Danny Cole, and Cole knocked out of bounds after a pickup of about 4. Made the tackle. Tyrod Taylor out of Hampton, Virginia, the sophomore, 11-2 as a starter. There were plans actually at the beginning of the year to try to redshirt him, and that blew up after about 1 week, Grease.
Yeah, and talking with Frank Beamer, he says this kid is athletic, he is competitive, and he is a very accurate passer.
He thinks by the time he leaves Virginia Tech, he's going to be a big time player. Straight up the gut with Evans. And Evans gets 4 and goes over 1,000 yards on the season.
That was quick.
That was quick. I figured it'd take 1 carry. Let's check Greasy's game plan.
Boston College, the defense has been leading the way all year. Here again today, and Virginia Tech got to get back to Beamer ball. That means takeaways on special plays on defense, big plays throughout.
Virginia Tech's got 7 block kicks just in the series against Boston College. That's Beamer ball. Taylor now will back into the shotgun. 3rd down and 2. Opening drive of the ball game. Taylor a run all the way. He's not going to get there. Actually lost a yard. Hertzlich, the linebacker, made the stop.
You talk about Beamer ball. The 3 of us were up here in the booth going through the microphones and all that stuff yesterday afternoon. What happened? They have an hour on the field. I think the first 30 minutes was all about special teams.
And of course, it's Frank out there with the tie on and a whistle in his mouth, coaching them up the day before the ACC title game. So keep in mind, block kicks have gone against Virginia Tech this year too, and that's something Frank hasn't been happy about. They're set to punt here. Brent Bowden will kick. And it's a good one. Rich Gunnell waves for the fair catch and takes it at the 16-yard line. 44-yard kick and no return. So Boston College will take the field offensively for the first time. Let's take a look at our Dr. Pepper impact players for the Eagles of BC. Montel Harris, he has been a pleasant freshman surprise, that's for sure. Here's a guy you got to look out for. Both tackles, in fact, defensively are big-time players, including B.J. Raji. And then Mark Hertzlich. I tell you what, if there's a better linebacker around, I don't know if we've seen him unless it's Laurinaitis or Maluga, or well, I guess there's a couple, but he's a pretty good one. Harris, a single setback, will get the call. And tough sledding, couple of yards maybe. And finally they get him down. Harris, a freshman, 5'10", 192-pounder, and he's a Florida native out of Jacksonville.
You notice how both teams try to test grease the middle. Just run up in there one time to see what they've got. They've got a wall is what they've got.
Yeah.
It's like knowing the water is hot, but still sticking your finger in there.
2nd down and 9. Davis again in the gun. And he rides Harris and then keeps it. And that didn't get anything either. Orion Martin, the captain of the defense, in on the stop. There he is, number 90. Numbers, Dominique Davis, 6'4", out of Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah, not far from here.
Yeah. Numbers. Remember, as Bob said, when Chris Crane went down with the injury, all of a sudden, he's on the hot plate.
Yeah, Chris Crane, 5th-year senior, started the first 11 games, got injured. Dominic is making his 2nd start.
Here they come after him on 3rd down, over the middle, and out to the 21-yard line maybe. Pickup of about 4, but Virginia Tech was having none of that. That pass almost hit the umpire, too.
Well, that was the other Martin, Cam Martin, that made the tackle, the linebacker.
So, punting situation for Boston College. Victor Harris will drop back and await the kick of Ryan Quigley. And Quigley, I'm sure, has been made very aware of the kick blocking prowess of the Hokies over the years. And he got a nice kick as well. Harris has to backpedal all the way to the 33. Gives some ground to try to gain some ground. And good coverage down there by the Eagles as they stop in about the 38-yard line. No score here early in Tampa in the ACC Championship. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC, presented in high definition. As you look in behind the Hokies offense, they gained about 6 yards on the exchange of punts. They'll work from their own 39-yard line. Evans, a single setback, play action. Tyrod Taylor, and he hit as he throws, and it's a duck, and it's going to be out of bounds. Somebody got a piece of him. He was letting go, and I think it was B.J. Raji, who we told you might be a Dr. Pepper impact player. And we're going to actually watch Raji embrace those 2 big-time defensive tackles work in this series.
Well, Raji just took the guard all the way back to the quarterback and almost threw him at him, and he just stuck his hand up, pushed the quarterback. He had no chance for Taylor to hit the pass.
Those 2 big defensive linemen in there, number 60 and 90, Brace and Raji, both weigh over 325 pounds.
So that interior line, those interior 3, watch those guys work. And it's Evans, and he got an opening. And Evans is out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah,
so they open it up pretty nice there.
In your face.
That is the key matchup that we're talking about today, and we'll watch the line play a lot because very important.
Watch these guys in here. The 2 defensive tackles and the 3 inside offensive linemen. Schumann gets a double team and double team help from Marshman. Nice job on the inside there of double teaming Raji, getting some space to run the football.
Evans got 6. There's what we're talking about with the matchup. Now behind Tyrod Taylor, running out of time. Finds some and buys himself some and throws complete to Darrell Roberts. And boy, he had to thread the needle from behind him. You could see he had to put some mustard on that one.
I love that shot from behind. You could see what the quarterback saw. He was waiting. Something opened up, and then he threw it and completed it, but almost had it picked off.
That's why Frank Beamer was telling us he's very accurate. Now watch it again. There's not much space out there. Grease, you've been there.
Oh, yeah. Now you just want to, looking downfield, you're feeling the pass rush. Sliding over. Now you don't see the defender from the right side where it's coming up. He just gets the ball in there for a completion.
At the 41-yard line. Now back to the run. There was movement on both lines. We'll see who this flag is against. Like the offensive line for Virginia Tech may have moved. Illegal shift. Tim Zamorski is our referee today.
Illegal shift. Number 8 in the offense. 5 yards from previous spot. First down.
Greg Boone, we mentioned their big tight end, 280-pounder, and they put him in some different spots sometimes during the course of the game.
Yeah, what I liked about him is that, they said, he can throw. Boone can throw. He was a quarterback in high school. The only problem is he only likes to throw it real deep.
He'll set up in a normal position right now on 1st and 15. Taylor, deep drop, short pass, got it complete. Evans, head-on collision and knocked out of bounds by Wes Davis. Pickup of 11, though. Let's talk about our city X Factor, gentlemen. I think whoever plays well between these two might be on their way to FedEx Orange Bowl.
Yeah, they're both second-year players. Dominique Davis is only starting his second game, whereas Tyrod is starting his 14th. Little advantage there to the Hokie.
Tyrod's looking at a blitz off the corner, but he whipped it out there quickly on the wide receiver screen, and Roberts has got it. First down inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Tyrod Taylor right on target to his big freshman wide receiver out of Windsor, Virginia, Darrell Roberts.
Well, and he also gets an excellent block on the outside by the wide receiver. Just take a look at this. The wide receiver is going to be outside taking care of his man. Block, 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 and you go back into the inside. That sets it up perfectly.
Danny Cole was the guy out there with him that got the block. So it's another first down for the Hokies. 9 minutes remaining first quarter. There's the numbers early on Tyrod Taylor. He's been on the mark. 1st and 10 at the 24 of the Eagles. And here's the option. Evans inside the 20 down to the 19. Pick up of 5 more. Darren Evans, 210-pounder. Frank Beamer talked with us about his young quarterback, Tyrod Taylor.
Competitive, athletic, accurate thrower. I think will be a terrific quarterback before he leaves Virginia Tech.
Nice and succinct. All the things you want to hear, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
2nd and 5. And now it's Oglesby who came in to give Evans a breather, and he's got it down to the 11. Hertzlich made the tackle, but the ground game and the mixture of plays right now by Brian Steinspring, the offensive coordinator's got the Hokies moving.
Well, one of the things, too, that we're seeing is we talked about Raji and Bray 60 and 90 for Boston College, but what the Hokies are trying to do now is they're not afraid of the middle. They're going to go back in there.
They do. Oh, they paid the price. They went right where Paul was talking about, and then B.J. Raji said, I heard McGuire. Watch this one.
I mean, you say, well, they were going the cutback, but just take a look at these guys hammering.
It's McLaughlin, the linebacker, who comes up and makes the tackle. These guys, Boston College didn't allow an offensive touchdown the last time these two teams got together in midseason.
9th play of the drive. The red zone has been a problem, a big problem for Virginia Tech. Cole, the motion man across the field. Evans got an opening down to the 5. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Now that's what I call blocking up the middle. That hole was there. I mean, he picks up about 7 yards on this play, but hitting the hole that fast, that's what made this thing work. Just take a look at how fast now Evans is going to hit this hole. Here he comes back, he takes a step, bam, there's the hole, you see it. It's perfect, the blocking is there, and the 7 yards is there.
You might have heard something that sounded like boos. That was Boone, the tight end, taking the field. The fullback comes out, and it's 3rd down and 4. The Hokies can get a first down at about the 1-yard line. Now Boone and Smith both shift, and Tyrod Taylor wants to talk this thing over on the sideline with Frank Beamer. We'll see what they do when we come back.
The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game on ABC. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Drink it slow. Doctor's orders. The all-new Dodge Ram. Never back down from a challenge. And Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Ybor City, great sights and sounds and flavors and hand-rolled stogies. You got to love it.
But some Cuban sandwiches over there, too.
You bet.
Huh?
Absolutely. Great people watching.
Yeah.
You guys had the whole patio smelled up last night with those cigars, I can tell you.
3rd down and 4. Again, both tight ends shift. And now the motion man back to the far side as Tyrod Taylor is going to quarterback draw it. Touchdown. That's about as pretty as you can do it. 5 yards, touchdown, Tyrod Taylor.
Talk about an X factor.
Yeah.
That wasn't the play at all. He was supposed to throw it. Turned into a quarterback draw.
You see how quick he took it? I mean, he looked, he saw the opening, he saw the goal line, bam. There he is. Watch how quick he sees it. He's gone. He's not even touched.
Extra point attempt is good. So the Hokies, the defending ACC champions, score first. Good looking drive. Down the field, and Tyrod Taylor, number 5, says, you know what? I'll take it the final 5. 7-0 Hokies. Beautiful shot of the Tampa skyline from the Goodyear Blimp. Our Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Virginia Tech leads here in the first quarter, courtesy of Tyrod Taylor's 5-yard touchdown run. It capped the 61-yard march in 10 plays. And on that drive, they had 2 third and 4s. They picked up 1 by a pass and the last one by the run for the touchdown.
You know, with Tyrod Taylor in there, you have a built-in quarterback draw.
You bet.
On every pass play.
Yep.
And I love that play down inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line. You drop back, they have to cover, and then you got another man that can run the ball.
The thing about it is you're also going, which I like about it, you're going straight ahead, so there's no, there's no room for loss on the play. You're going to pick up something, like 7.
Justin Myers got it readjusted on the tee now to kick off. And it's Montel Harris and Chris Fox that are back for Coach Jagodzinski. Boston College wants to get something going now on this drive and try to make up for the touchdown march by the Hokies. High kick and short. Taken at about the 13 by Harris, the starting tailback. And Harris broke 1 tackle, got out close to the 28-yard line. Well, it's been a surprise for both these teams maybe getting here. We asked Coach Jags what the biggest surprise for him was this year.
The unselfishness of this football team. Nobody really stands out. Now, Mark had a good year, but no one has really just stood out. These guys play together as a team. They expect each other to be there for each other. It is the most unselfish team I've ever been around.
He's not doing too bad, as Grease said last year. Most wins by a first-year head coach in ACC history. They went 11-3. Here they are 9-3, trying to make it 10. Dominic Davis throws on the run. Nice strike. Got it to Robinson. Robinson down the sideline, and he's out to the 47-yard line with a BC first down. Pickup of 19.
And a big confidence booster for this quarterback, Dominic Davis. Look to the right side. It's going to be covered by Harris, who is their best cornerback, number 1. He beats him and down the sideline.
Nothing like throwing right at the All-American, huh?
Yeah, and you know, in the NFL, you put your best corner to the wide side of the field. In college, you put him to the short side because most college quarterbacks can't throw wide.
Down to midfield. Davis with the run, Graves with the pickup. Let's check in with Todd.
Well, Brad, during that last change of possession, Dominic Davis spent the entire time, not just 5 minutes, not 7 minutes, the entire drive for Virginia Tech on the headset. And if you didn't know Boston College's quarterback situation, you thought his kid may be benched. They were not happy with his opening drive, but he came out after taking the headset off, got the offense around him, and said, guys, let's take this one all the way down.
I guess he got an earful of Steve Logan probably, huh?
His mama said, you ought to change your name to Logan as much time you spend with Steve Logan.
Here's Harris trying to weave his way and does a pretty nice job of weaving down close to the 45-yard line. We mentioned Dominique in there because Chris Crane went out with the broken right collarbone.
Yep.
Against Wake Forest, and Chris was having a pretty good year, especially as a runner, quite frankly, and that's when he got hurt as a runner.
Yeah.
Going down on that tackle, you're going to see him grab his shoulder as he went to the sideline. Seemed like everything was okay, and then not. That's too bad.
That's the reason why the coaches hate to see quarterbacks running.
Here's the option pitch. Harris got a first down. Nice run. Down to the 39-yard line. And, of course, the reason Crane was the starter this year and now Davis having to be in for him is because you lose maybe the best college quarterback in the country last year, and I'm pretty sure he was, Matt Ryan, who's now doing a great job of the Atlanta Falcons in his rookie season. Matt's going to join us about a half an hour from now and have a little chat about his old teammates and his old coach.
Yeah, look forward to that. Chris Crane got hurt in the 11th game. This is the second start, as we said, for Dominic Davis.
Here comes the option. This time he'll keep it. I think it was a wise choice with the way they were playing it defensively. Cam Martin was right there and was kind of like waiting for the pitch.
You know, the reason I love to watch this play is because it isolates a defensive end, Ness, and he sits outside, and the defensive end on that play is Martin, number 90. He's got to make a decision, and his decision's got to be the quarterback. Don't go trying to get the back on the outside because you can't catch him. Nail the quarterback and make him not want to do that again.
Davis has a tailback and a tight end flanking him in the shotgun, and now he's going to run up the middle to the 34. And it will bring up a 3rd down and about 4. Coming up Sunday, you can celebrate the season with the story of a musical mom whose gift of inspiration gets paid back in one big way. All new 2-hour Extreme Makeover Home Edition holiday events Sunday on ABC. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, Todd Harris from the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. 3:20 remaining in the first quarter. BC's got something working, and now they've got to pick up their 3rd down conversion. And they're a 37% 3rd down conversion team. Davis, quick throw. Played very well by Harris, who got a left hand out in front of the intended receiver to knock it away. That was a little more like what you expect from number 1.
Well, it was tight coverage because they were blitzing. It was 3rd and short, Brad, like you mentioned. The linebackers are going to come. That's Warren right up the middle. He knows he's got single coverage. He just didn't beat his man. That's Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis. If I'm going to throw, I'm sure not going to go throw it to the guy that's going to be an all-pro eventually.
Billy Flutie in punt formation right now on 4th down. Watch out now. He can throw, too. We found that out a week ago on a fake field goal. And he'll kick this one and try to drop it inside the 10. I think he got too much of it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, not much closer than that. It is a touchback. Roderick Rollins had a play on it right at the goal line.
Flutie handles their short punts. Holds for field goals, extra points, does a little bit about everything.
A little bit of everything. Doug's nephew. Here it is right at the goal line. Rollins, that's a tough catch, even if you're just playing catch out there, much less a punt that high in the air. But he gave it a great effort. So it's Virginia Tech at the 20-yard line, leading 7-0.
And you know, Ness, when you're playing a Frank Beamer team, you know, those 20 yards, it would have been like on the 1-yard line. Those 20-yard lines mean a lot.
Absolutely. Steve Aponovicius is not a long-range field goal kicker. That's why they had to go with a short punt. Here's Taylor in a little bit of trouble and trying to run himself out of it. Picked up 3. Let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John.
Brad, in the Taco Bell update, Army versus Navy. Quarterback Kai Punoa Keheku and Hada, 18 yards to Sean White, 17-0 leaders. They're looking for their 6th straight Commander-in-Chief trophy.
Here, the ACC Championship on the line and a trip to the FedEx Orange Bowl to the winner. Oh, what a collision that was. Mike McLaughlin, we've seen him make 2 big-time tackles today.
Oh, Mike McLaughlin, I'm telling you, he's going to the hole. He's
pretty athletic, too. You remember the play from a week ago? Watch this one. He's just going to do a hurdle job and then get the sack. That's like all in one play. Come on. That's too good.
That is great. Well, I'll tell you, this last one, he wasn't going up. He was going underneath, and he was heading right for the hole. And there was no chance for Evans to run.
Linebacking core of Boston College is a solid one. 3rd down and 7 for Tyrod Taylor. Waits and fires high and completes.
That's one that he should have had.
Boykin tried to climb the ladder and see if he could get up to snare that thing, but it was just sailing on him a little bit on Tyrod Taylor. So McLaughlin, let's take another look at him filling this hole.
I'm telling you, Ness, watch him. He's just heading for the hole. He's not really looking at the back. The boom gets away from the guard. Look at this. And just slams his body right into Evans.
I wonder
That's
if he was thinking,
giving it up.
I wonder if he was thinking, maybe I'm going to jump this guy too.
Can't jump them all. Here's the punt. It's a dandy. Gunnell Has to fair catch another one back at the 29-yard line. 48-yard punts. There's McLaughlin. You put he and Hertzlich together, not to mention Francois, and you got some pretty good players there. Francois in to replace Brian Toll, who broke his leg against Virginia Tech, as a matter of fact. Tough road. 3 weeks ago they had to win. They did. To get to Tampa 2 weeks ago, still had to win. They won again. 3 straight they had to win to get to this game, and they won them all. That's the kind of season it's been around the ACC. We mentioned 10 teams bowl eligible. A lot of 7-win teams. A lot of parity. And a penalty on the play.
Before the snap, false start, 78 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Tom Zamorski with a call, and that'll back up the Boston College offense. Claiborne is the guy, the guilty party.
It ain't like the noise is getting to him, you know.
Only you would come up with that at this point in the game.
But you just can't set yourself back like that.
1st and 15, play action. Davis, he's got a big hole in the middle, but he couldn't get through it. Tripped up by Cody Grimm. And if the name rings a bell, if you were a Washington Redskin fan, it should. He ain't as big as his daddy, but he's a football player now.
I like what they said about him. They said he may be the best football player on this team. And he's 5'11", 207 pounds. His father is about 150 pounds heavier and about a foot taller.
We're talking about Russ, of course, and I'm sure all you football fans knew what we were talking about. Long-time All-Pro with the Washington Redskins.
And the offensive line coach now at Arizona.
2nd down and 17. Harris spins to his left. Boy, he's shifty. There wasn't much there. At least it didn't look like it. And he picked up 6.
There wasn't much there, Ness, but the thing about it is Virginia Tech's pursuit. I mean, every time he made a turn to go another way, there were 2 or 3 people in his face.
You got to give credit to Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator for the Hokies. Every year he seems to come up with a defense. Last year he lost 6 players off of this defense. 5 of them were 5th-year seniors, so he lost all of his leadership, and he's back ranked 6th in the nation in total defense.
He's one of the best around at what he does. 3rd down and 11. Maybe the last play. It will be the last play of the quarter, barring penalty. Davis, deep middle, incomplete.
That's one you really wanted. Dominic had plenty of time. He had vision. He threw it right on time. The guy should have caught the ball. Sounds like a quarterback talking, doesn't it?
Cynthia Izagirre, News 8 Daybreak, weekday mornings at 5.
Thanks for the welcome. Little holiday spirit underwater.
I like that.
I do too.
There's another place I'll never go is underwater.
It's fun down there.
No,
Quigley to punt. Boston College with a big
Oh.
shift on their front before the punt. And Victor Harris is back deep. They're still moving around.
And you know they're afraid of the punt block.
Yeah, they got the return on here. And Harris might have a chance at this one. He will from the 35. Skipped around one man. Victor Harris out to midfield. He's the kind of guy you know can light up a team defensively, on special teams, and yes, indeed, they do use him on offense some.
Well, that's what I was saying. You got to get back to Beamer ball. They need some help on the special teams and their defense to help win this ball game.
What we expected we're seeing, though, some hard hitting.
Yeah, we thought, you look at him, not much that big guys that stand out on offense, so it's going to be a defensive football game. It's going to be that way the entire ball game.
Well, it's good field position, and that's what Beamer ball is all about, too. As Bob said, you see the time of possession pretty close, and everything close except on the scoreboard where the Hokies have a touchdown. They work from the 49. Off the right side and down to the 45 is Evans. Pickup of close to 6.
You know, this Evans kid, I mean, it's just so amazing when you start reading the numbers about this guy. In high school alone, this guy scored 127 touchdowns, 61, Bob, in his last year in high school. He had 4 championship rings.
Wow.
And for 3 years, he ran for over 2,000 yards each.
Second down at 4. Taylor under center this time. And the end around is coming to Danny Cole. Cole, the wide receiver, run out of bounds for no gain. Nice play defensively by Brad Newman to knock him out of bounds. 13:59 remaining in the halftime now for our trivia question for the ACC title. Which 4 teams have gone to bowl games in each of the previous 15 seasons? Now you got all those teams to pick from.
Yeah.
4 teams have done it 15 years in a row. Think about it. We'll let you know a little bit later on. Well, this guy's going to another bowl game in just his second year. 20-6 over 2 seasons.
If I were looking for a coach.
Oh boy, don't say that now. The beast, the folks in Chestnut Hill don't want to hear that.
I know they don't, but it's that time of year.
Nice throw. Taylor out to Boykin. And Boykin's got a first down. Todd Harris.
Well, Brad, during that last drive of Virginia Tech, when they took it all the way down, Coach Frank Spaziani, after the drive and the converted touchdown, went right to B.J. Raji, and that was his point of concern. Gave him a bit of an earful, but he said, fellas, we got to do a better job. And the one thing he's most concerned about, he said, we've got to defend that bubble. We have got to defend the bubble. Brad?
You got Bud Foster, you got Frank Spaziani, you got 2 guys that are just love defense.
Oh, yeah, you got 2 great guys.
Yeah.
And you love to talk to these guys. So animated, so joyful, and yet defensive guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, how could they be joyful?
Nice word, Grease. Here comes Evans. Big opener. Darren Evans on a run, stiff arming a man down the sideline. And he's got it, first and goal for the Hokies.
Well, I just told you they did a whole lot of things in high school, and they redshirted him last year, and they said now he's ready to play. And when you watch this guy run, he can pick a hole. He is absolutely smart. And watch where he goes. I mean, this young man, watch. Bing, he sees the hole back to the outside. He's going to cut it back up in that lane, avoid a tackler there, cut back, pick up a blocker, and then he gets the ball back down to the 9-yard line. That's outstanding running.
He's a tailback in the eye on first and goal. Hokies knocking on the door of Boston College again. Evans again behind his fullback, and he's got it to the 5. Kenny Jefferson, whose fullback, led the way. He just got on his backside and said, I'm following you. He's going to come out now, and Oglesby will come in to take his spot. 61 yards rushing for Darren so far.
The offensive coordinator, Brian Steinspring, doing a nice job of calling plays, hitting up at those 2 big tackles, Brace and Raji, and then getting out wide with some running plays and some of the passes. Nice mix of inside and out.
Grease, if you want to go play action, this would be the time, wouldn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they'll keep it. Oglesby fighting his way to the 4. Mike McLaughlin again in on the stop. McLaughlin, 6-footer, 252-pound junior captain. And he's been in on a lot of plays already.
I think that's him right there.
That should be him. And Mr. Oglesby will say hello to him shortly.
Watch this. He just steps up in a hole, avoids a block, and makes the tackle. That's just great linebacking.
Matt Taylor steps back into the backfield with Evans flanking him. Boykin motions across the field.
Hertzlich.
3rd down and goal. Taylor, here comes Hertzlich, almost got him. He got away, and he'll score again. Tyrod Taylor's been the man for the Hokies. His 2nd rushing touchdown, and he was in some trouble on this one, Grease.
Well, he looks around. McLaughlin chases him out. He's the wild card in this whole thing. How many guys can be on your 8 or 9 yard line with all those defensive guys around you and make it to the end zone? You're seeing the best of Tyrod Taylor today.
His 2nd touchdown. It's 14-0. You know, scoring your second touchdown's good, but your 280-pound tight end wants to chest bump you. That's how you break a rib. Holy moly. Rod Taylor caps off a 51-yard drive in 7 plays, about 3.5 minutes for his second rushing touchdown of the day. And his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. So now the pressure's on the BC offense. Montel Harris standing back there, pacing, waiting for Justin Myers' kick. 11 minutes, 8 seconds remaining first half. Virginia Tech out in front by 2 touchdowns. Chris Fox has to backpedal. He's going to bring it out from a yard in. Harris wanted him to keep it in the end zone. Well, he did good to get out to where he would have, and he wouldn't have had to take the hit from Cody Grimm, I guess. Coming up tonight's Big 12 championship game going on. Oklahoma and Missouri will tangle on ABC. Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game on ABC tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And Chase Daniel and Sam Bradford, I'd say the ball will be in the air just a little bit. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
What a great year Bradford has had, huh?
Look at those touchdowns. 80 touchdown passes.
Bradford, who knows, might be on his way to a Heisman Trophy season too.
Yeah, he's going to be one of the finalists for sure.
At the 20-yard line. Keeping it is Davis, and in trouble is Davis, and down he goes. He's going to lose a yard, almost 2. And it's Cody Grimm again, and we've called his number quite a few times already.
Well, you know, you can tell it's Dominic Davis's second game, because when he runs that play, Bob, you're supposed to put it in and let him take it quick or get it out quick. And the thing is just taking too long.
Well, you know, it seems like he's a tall guy. He seems to like a long strider. And it takes him a while to stop and then get started in and get going.
Yeah, he's got long legs. He's 6'4" and about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Here he is to pass, maybe. Maybe not. Not. Well, I know one thing right now. They could use a guy like they had a year ago. Remember the regular season game against Virginia Tech. Matt Ryan working his magic. And then very late in the game throwing back all the way across his body for what proved to be the winning touchdown, 14-10. Well,
that was during the season last year.
That was during the regular season.
That wasn't in the championship game.
We didn't want to bring that up because Matt won't join us on the phone if we show what happened in last year's game. Third down and a whole bunch. Draw play. Only goes to about the 15-yard line. Brett Warren made the tackle. And it's time to kick again.
For the 4th straight time, 4 possessions, 4 punts.
We asked you Aflac trivia question a little bit earlier. Which 4 teams have gone to bowl games in each of the previous 15 seasons? Well, here they are. Virginia Tech, Florida, Florida State, and Bob crossed off Michigan. It's all over. They don't have the streak going anymore.
He loves that little telestrator when he can wipe somebody out.
That's just a little mark, too. A little mark means so much. Quigley now backed up almost to his own goal line. Harris had a good return last time, and this is a line drive to him at the 47. Oh, what a move there to the 35 and taken out of bounds right in front of his own bench. All Hokies right now. 8:52 till halftime. They lead 14-0.
The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game on ABC. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Drink it slow. Doctor's orders. The 2009 Cadillac CTS. And Verizon Wireless.
The aquarium, there's what Paul looks like on Thursday nights. Only he doesn't move quite that well, and that's what he looks like on Saturday mornings.
Moving very well.
Yeah, we're going to put you over in the ship eventually, I think. Raymond James Stadium. It's a Dr. Pepper ACC championship. It's all Hokies right now, 14-0, and they've got great field position at the BC 36-yard line. And the field position just got a little worse as Darren Evans lost a couple yards. On the line with us, guy that was in this game a year ago, and now the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan. Matt, I know you're on your way to get ready to fly to New Orleans. We appreciate you being along with us. Give us your memories of the matchups that you had against the Virginia Tech Hokies over the years.
Oh, man, it was a great rivalry to always play Virginia Tech. I think we fared pretty well against them. We won during the regular season, but ultimately last year when we played against them in the ACC championship game, it was a tough loss.
Here's Tyrod Taylor back to throw. Screen pass to Evans. Nice job by the BC defense. Only a pickup of about 3. You're right. Things didn't go quite as well in Jacksonville when we were with you last year.
Yeah, just didn't have the finish that we wanted to. We started off the game pretty well, played a good first half. I just made a couple mistakes, and they're always a well-coached football team. So, yeah.
How much did Coach Jags help you out in your development as a quarterback? You were already a good one with Coach O'Brien.
Yeah, well, you know what? Jags was a big help. I think his offense was very similar to what we do in the NFL, so the he's really helped out a lot. Fortunate to have him last year.
Here's a third down as Matt's with us and holding on here on 3rd and 8. Blitz coming, and Tyrod Taylor trying to run by it. And he is going to get another Virginia Tech first down.
Man, what was interesting? What was your biggest adjustment going from college to the NFL?
I think the biggest adjustment was just week-to-week preparation. You see so many different things that you see every week. There's a lot of unorthodox looks from the defenses, so it's just tough in terms of your preparation week out.
You know, it doesn't hurt when your first NFL pass is a long touchdown to Michael Jenkins.
Yeah, that was a great first touchdown pass. Jenks ran a great route, and just to be able to do that on your first pass in the NFL was very surreal.
And the Hokies first down wrapped up. I know you still got a lot of good friends on this team, and I'm sure you're hoping for them. And Chris Crane, who backed you up, tough way for him to end his season.
Yeah, bummer for Chris to break his collarbone against Wake Forest. I feel bad for him, but he had a great year. I think did a lot of things, made a lot of improvements throughout the year, and I was impressed with how he handled everything this year. So, you feel bad for him, but it gives out an opportunity for Dominique Davis to step up.
Dominique having a little bit of trouble here today. Tyrod Taylor's playing very well. 2nd down and 10 for Taylor as he looks to the sideline to change the play. And BC defense trying to slow him down. He goes down the middle with it and caught. It's going to be a first down at the 13-yard line.
Matt, one thing I always thought that you were really good at that not many quarterbacks in college are, and that is getting rid of the football, not taking a sack. Was that something that somebody taught you, or did that just come naturally?
What? First years I was in West Coast system, and the key is to get that ball out as fast as you can. And I think that coach the first 4 years really helped out. It's just that time to train and getting the ball. That was a good job.
Well, Matt, we're going to let you run. We know you got a huge game against the New Orleans Saints in the NFC South. You've done a remarkable job with the Atlanta Falcons and Coach Smith, and congratulations on your year so far. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thanks for having me in.
Look, Matt.
Matt Ryan, the not only offensive player of the year a year ago, but the overall top player in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And off to an 8-4 start with the Atlanta Falcons, who were not supposed to be that good a team, but new coach, new chemistry, new quarterback, and everything's all of a sudden working.
That's exactly right. That doesn't happen very often where you hit on the head coach, the quarterback in the draft, a free agent running back, a first-round offensive lineman.
It doesn't hurt when a quarterback's very smart either.
He's one of the smartest around for his age especially, that's for sure. First down at 20 now, back at the 23. Taylor, this one he wanted to run all the way, and BC knew it, and B.J. Raji was there to meet him. So this is going to be another loss of 7. Our aerial coverage today provided to you by Goodyear. Football's rough. Your commute shouldn't be. So get there on Goodyear Silent Armor Technology. Pretty day in Tampa. We go through hots and colds, and we're doing games in September and we're sweating, and we're doing games at Ohio State and we're freezing, and now we got a perfect day.
Yeah, here you go. See a perfect play. Watch Raji. He just beats the guard and makes the tackle.
A little spin move there.
Taylor rolls to throw, ball in the air, intercepted. Picked off by Boston College Paul Anderson. And Anderson, his 6th interception of the season. Hertzlick's the guy that made the hit. Anderson got the carom.
Well, it's one of those deals where that ball, you're defensive lineman, and your job is to jump up in the air. Watch. Get up in the air and knock the ball. Get up, get up, get up. And that was Hertzlick. Yeah, the linebacker actually that knocks the ball.
Oh, how about the block he threw after that?
He's not done yet. He went over to the bench and hit 2 other guys.
Well, this Boston College team, the defense, as I said in the beginning, has to lead the way. They've scored 8 non-offensive touchdowns this year, 5 interceptions for touchdowns. So defense got to lead it.
Short throw, caught to the 49 by Robinson. And you saw Hertzlick over there on the sideline, as if his physical presence wasn't enough. He's got the mohawk, and then he's got the whole Lone Ranger thing going with the eye black. He's a scary looking dude now. There's a football player right there.
There you go.
Mess, and I played a long time ago. We had a couple of guys like that. Those are guys you just don't talk to. Just stay away from him. Oh, yeah. And if he wants water, just give him as much as he wants.
Davis rolling, and he's going to just get rid of this one. It'll bring up third down and about 4. Coming up at halftime, the Dr. Pepper Get More from Game Day event. Ronnie Botts from Clayton, Georgia, and Geza Kenna from Brick, New Jersey are going to attempt to throw footballs into a giant 8-foot Dr. Pepper can to win $100,000 scholarship. Jay Crawford will be along with us as we'll watch that at halftime.
We talked to the kids last night. I said, when you get the $100 grand, you going to buy a car? He said, I can't use that for a car, can I?
3rd down and 4. Davis all by his lonesome, and the Hokies are thinking about bringing it, and here they come. Down the middle, and a nice throw and catch. And a 1st down. Rich Gunnell has got it at the 39-yard line as we check in with John Saunders. John?
Brad, we get the Sports Center right now, powered by Vizio. Pitt against UConn. LaShawn McCoy been struggling in this game, not here. He busted through a big hole and goes 47 yards in the touchdown run. That makes it 10-3. They've since added a field goal for a 10-point lead. Right.
All right, John, here it's Boston College trying to close the gap. Down the middle and wide open. Gunnell again, but the ball is out, and the Hokies have got it. Oh, my, it could have been a huge play. Instead, Cam Martin with a fumble recovery in the end zone.
Oh, man, when we talked to the coaches, both of them said the same thing. The one thing that we cannot do is turn the ball over. Make any kind of a mistake. We have to play error-free ball, and when you got Gunnell's got a touchdown or almost a touchdown, the ball is popped out.
It's Harris. Harris knocks it loose. Big play by Harris.
And it ends the Boston College threat.
You're so right, Paul. These turnovers, the interception for Boston College by Anderson seemed to turn a little bit momentum.
Absolutely.
The first big play for the Eagles all day, and then they turn it back over.
And it all goes for naught as Evans only about a yard.
Darren Evans on the run.
And that, with 2:25 remaining, that would have been huge had he held onto that ball and gotten to the end zone. You're talking about 14-7 changes the whole complexion of things.
You just can't say enough about Victor Harris. He's cornerback. He's had 15 career interceptions. He's run 4 back for touchdowns. He's run punts back for touchdowns. He's just a guy that can make plays. He's good with the football, and he's a heady player, knocking the ball loose on defense.
2nd down and 9, and Evans runs straight up the middle where McLaughlin met him, but not before he got a nice gain. We're about 2:50 away from halftime, and that will mean Times Square studio in New York. John Saunders, Craig James, Doug Flutie. We'll have the Capital One halftime report with the scores of other games going on, and I'm sure the guys are going to be looking ahead to the Big 12 title game and the SEC championship game, which is in Atlanta later on this afternoon. And USC UCLA follows us. A lot of football left to be played on this December Saturday. Blitz coming. And a good one it was. Maybe about a foot gained on that play. 2:17 remaining as you take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. I'll tell you who's come to life. Tyrod Taylor and Darren Evans. Evans with some big runs, and Taylor's done the other important runs, especially a 5-yard touchdown, and then this one, a scramble that went 4 yards for the score, and it's 14-0. That's where we are. Timeout on the field in Tampa. Not exactly how you'd want to end your drives.
Nope. 4 fumbles, 4 punts, and a fumble. It's the best field position that they've had all day.
They work from just outside their own 34-yard line. Davis throws short screen pass set up. Harris is off to the races. And he cuts back inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Well, they needed that one.
Nice call by Steve Logan. Little screen pass and good running by Harris.
51 yards.
They're going to come right at you. Watch him come around this outside. The defensive end goes upfield. Now look at the blocking. That is outstanding. Cut back into the inside. I mean, the play worked as well. The only thing it didn't do was score a touchdown.
His career-long reception, though, for Harris, 51 yards down to the 15-yard line. And now they go with him on a counter. He broke 1 tackle, but he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Lost a yard. Down to a minute and a half. Boston College has 2 timeouts remaining.
They try to run a counter Ness at Thompson, number 95, and he is so big.
Boston College now down to 1 timeout. As Bob circles it up there. They desperately need a touchdown here before halftime. Well, a little bit of fun was had by all on our team on Thursday night. Here's a look back.
There is superstition. What sounds hard, but I just can't stand the pain. Decorate.
Oh, help me. Help me.
Elvis has now left the building. Duke and James. They look good together. Good one, James. That's a good look for you, James. Now he's mad. We had a good time. We normally do that the Thursday of Thanksgiving, and this year we backed it up to the ACC championship game.
Partner, you were as good as ever.
Second down and 11.
What was he singing? Blue Christmas?
Blue Christmas.
Yeah.
Elvis has left the building.
Davis to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Rich Gunnell. Big time throw and a great catch.
Boy, I tell you, this is an absolute perfect throw. I mean, it couldn't have been thrown any better than this. And is that Porsche?
Yeah.
Here it comes. Just take a look in the corner of this end zone and look where the ball is thrown. Right where only the receiver can catch it. And he caught it with his hands, which is great.
He had a wide receiver on a strong safety, and that is mainly what they wanted. Steve Logan making the call. Perfect execution. Redshirt freshman Dominic Davis.
Now think about, had they not fumbled going in the last time, we might have a tie ball game right now. Dominic Davis, remember, he's had some nice plays during the course of the game. None better, though, than the one he just had to put Boston College back in the football game. 14-7, Hokies leading the Eagles. You talk about needing a touchdown before halftime.
Yeah. Talk about a slow start. Boston College looked like they were sleepwalking for the first quarter and a half. The interception by Anderson seemed to wake them up.
So now after a 3-play drive that only lasted 42 seconds but 66 yards, we got a football game now. That's Dyrell Roberts. He's back there with Chris Hill. Quigley had the ball fall off the tee, so he'll reset things. Seems like every kicker that's been in that spot on the field has had trouble with the football today. I don't know, maybe there's a big divot right there or something.
The thing that kills me, see how they walk it off and now they mark it. Now he's going to cut. He's going to count some more anymore. They always end up in the same spot anyway. Why don't you just walk back there?
That's getting FaceTime on TV for Quigley. Roberts from the 1. Roberts, a long strider, and he goes all the way out to the 33, almost the 34-yard line. Well, guys, Lost is coming back. I don't know if you knew that. Brand new season almost here. Premier event is Wednesday, January 21st, starting at 8/7 Central on ABC. Those two guys, I don't know if they're lost or not, but they can probably find a better seat than that. There's quite a few to choose from.
So it looks like Dad just giving son a nice walk.
He's maybe saying, you know what Skycam looks like, son? In real life, here it is. Pickle in the backfield for the first time today for the Hokies. Virginia Tech's got 2 timeouts left. Tyrod Taylor in trouble. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Nice job. Oh, late flag, though.
Ramella looks like he just gives him a good shove once he's out of bounds.
Well, he was chasing him all the way to the sideline. Here's a call.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds against the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Boy, so instead of having him second down and long, you give him a free first down.
Well, what's dumb about this? Watch. Now, you know that the guy is out of bounds. And he's on his way out. To shove him, I mean, it's really not that hard, but you still can't do it because the guy's out of bounds.
Just 18, 19, 20-year-old kids just finally got my hands on the quarterback. I want to do something.
I want to let him know I'm here.
Yeah, I want to do something.
Taylor hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And he got planted by Austin Giles that time. We got a did you know for you. Virginia Tech has the closest margin of victory or defeat in the NCAA this season, meaning all close games for the most part. 7.3 points. And of course, earlier this season, they had a 5-point loss in the regular season to the Eagles. Taylor got a man wide open in the flat. That's where they're going to Pickle. And Pickle is in one now. There's a whole bunch of Eagles there, and the ball may or may not have come out. Birchlick was one of the guys there, as he normally is.
I got one for you. You got Joe.
Got a freebie?
I got one.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
go
a
ahead.
freebie.
All right.
Number of years in the school. You got Bobby Bowden is second with 32. Joe Paterno, number of years in the school, 42 years. Who's third on that list?
22 years for Frank Beamer.
See, I threw him a softball. I gave him a lob shot. You know, just lobbed it up there.
I deserve a couple of those. Roderick Rollins made the play on Greg Boone. First time we've seen Boone involved today, with the exception of that chest bump earlier with Tyrod Taylor. Frank's won 175 games in Blacksburg and 217 in his 28-year career. Heck of a good coach.
Excuse me, go ahead.
I was going to say 62 years young and a Virginia Tech guy, one of those coaches that coaches at his alma mater. 4th down. Bowden set to kick. Gunnell is back on the other end. Nice punt by Bowden. Beautiful. Out of bounds after a long trip down to the 13-yard line. So just 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Let's talk about our performers of the week, guys. Start off with Todd.
Well, I'm going with my mom, Diane Harris. It's her birthday today, so big shout out to Mom. But I would have given a run up to Turner Gill and the Buffalo Bills. They did a great job last night.
Happy birthday, Todd's mom.
Roddy Jones, Georgia Tech, 214 yards against rival Georgia.
Jeremiah Johnson, the Oregon running back, in that big win over Oregon State last week, over 200 yards.
I'm going to take Andy Schmidt, Eastern Michigan. He threw 80 passes, completed 58 of them for 516 yards as they beat Central Michigan.
Put his arm in ice.
Yeah, that's still in ice. Well, 14-7 ball game as both teams head to the locker room. And Todd is making his way over to Coach Jagosinski. And he's going to track him down right about now. Todd?
Coach Jags, how do you get your offense on track? And more specifically, how do you get that young quarterback to settle down in the pocket?
Well, I tell you what, we just threw a touchdown right there, and we dropped the touchdown at the end, so I think he's doing okay. We got to just start stringing some plays together and not turn the ball over. We do that, we're going to be fine. We're going to make this one heck of a game in the second half.
On defense, Coach, how do you contain Tyrod Taylor and keep him in that pocket?
Put 13 on the field.
Thanks, Coach. There you go, Ness.
14-7. The Hokies leading at halftime. We still got a good half left here in Tampa, but right now we send it to John, Craig, Doug, Times Square studio, guys.
Brad, thanks a lot. You okay with that? Put 13 players on the field?
It works for me if they'll allow it to work for me. In Canada, we only got 12, so 13's a whole nother level.
I tell you who I'd put out there to make sure he knows about Tyrod Taylor is Mark Herzlich. I'd figure out how the painted face man can get crazy on the dog. I'd say, hey, Herzlich, Taylor's talking about you. Because really, for Virginia Tech, what they've got going for them is Tyrod Taylor.
That's it.
Taylor's legs. His arm, when you throw the ball, he's got a chance of making a mistake. So Herzlich is the 12th and the 13th guy for Boston College. I think they're very lucky. BC, your guys are lucky they're in this game.
Herzlich tipped the one ball, turned into an interception. The ball, it could have been 21-0 at that point. But Dominic Davis did get his legs under him, started completing some passes. Steve Logan decided, hey, let's turn it loose a little and throw the football, see what happens. Made some plays in the passing game. That's going to be the savior if they can do it.
You get the feeling Jags doesn't really care much about the media?
He doesn't.
He didn't care about Todd Harris.
He's having fun.
Oh, he's
ready to move on. A little fun right there. 14-7 is the score at halftime. Stick around when we come back. We'll have highlights of other games being played today. Some other teams trying to get to a BCS game. All coming up to this message and a word from our ABC station.
All trucks haul. All trucks tow. They all push, yank, carry, and heave. All trucks work. Our truck works for less. The lowest cost of ownership of any full-size pickup. And now, J.D. Power & Associates' highest-ranked large pickup in initial quality. Chevy Silverado, America's best truck.
Yeah.
WFAA.com, your ultimate destination for scores and more.
Just about set to start the third quarter in Tampa. The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship 14-7. The Hokies, who won it a year ago over Boston College, have the lead again. First time an ACC championship has not been tied at halftime. Didn't know that until somebody told me out in the back. Anyway, talk about a touchdown when you needed one for BC, huh?
Well, Virginia Tech jumped off, had all the momentum. BC kind of struggled a little bit, got that touchdown. Now they're back in the game. I think good things are going to happen second half.
I think we might have a pretty good ball game. I have no idea. McGuire, I guess he went out for a Dr. Pepper and a sandwich or something.
Hey!
Oh, there he is.
Oh, I'm down here, you dummy. I'm going to try to start this boat. Hey, just stay right there, all right? I got a thing over. All right, start the boat. Now you dummy. I mean, hit
leave the bird. Oh,
hit him with
leave
a chicken.
the bird alone.
I hit him with my chicken. Hey,
you know those earrings are rather becoming.
Huh?
Those earrings look pretty good on you.
I missed a looper somewhere. I didn't know where you're supposed to put the looper. So and this thing, I scratched a hole in my head with that thing. Hey, I tell you what, first half though, seriously, guys, I just think that it turned into a defensive game. I got to see on this side.
What was that?
And I just think, the second half is going to be the same thing. It's the team that can move the ball the best offensively. Get himself in position, even for just field goals.
He's got monovision. That's why he had to switch the patch from one side to the other.
Well, now I can see because I put my eye out with the other thing.
All right, have fun over there. Get a tan.
Meet you in Atlanta.
Let's check in with Todd Harris. Todd.
All right, Brad, I just had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Beamer, Virginia Tech, and he told me he was very happy the way his offense was able to move the ball, going on what Pirate McGuire just said. He said we were able to run inside and outside, and that's what we've got to continue to do in the second half. I said defensively, any adjustments? He said no. He says I just want my team to play with confidence. If we do that, good things will happen.
Well, there's Frank. Final words to Justin Meyer, his kicker. And they'll be out to kick it away to Chris Fox and Montel Harris. Those two guys looking for a good return. Sometimes that first drive of the third quarter can mean so much. We'll see if that comes into play here this afternoon. We're 2 quarters away from crowning an ACC champion in Tampa, and the winner goes to the FedEx Orange Bowl. Both teams obviously going bowling, but the winner gets the big prize to the BCS. On a picture-perfect day in Tampa, we played a half and 2 more quarters to go. The kick down to the 10 to Harris. Montel took a big shot and bounced off it somehow, and he got all the way to the 35-yard line. And I mean, there was a collision at the 24, and the trainers are out in a hurry. Cam Martin, number 41, met number 41, and one got up and kept going, and the other one hasn't gotten up yet. So hopefully Cam Martin's going to be okay, the starting outside linebacker for the Hokies. We take a look at our Pacific Life game summary statistically. Here's how it looked in the first half. Very even in total yardage. Each team had a turnover.
Third down conversions, Vatech had 5 of 9, which is really good.
They had, what, 4 of them that were 3rd and 4, and they converted all of them.
Total yards about the same, but I think that Virginia Tech in hidden yardage on special teams, punt versus punt, I think they have a big plus in that area.
We called Cody Grimm's number quite a few times in the first half for various reasons, and right now he's playing linebacker because Cam Martin is out and looked like a shoulder as he came over to the near sideline. First down, Dominique Davis from the 35. Quick throw, and it's a one-hopper. Incomplete. And he knows that he had a guy that was pretty open, and he didn't throw a very good pass. The leaders for Boston College in the first half, 7 out of 10 for Davis, including the touchdown throw to Gunnell in the corner of the end zone. It's tough sledding for Montel Harris, only 21 yards. Gunnell had the catch just before halftime that put him back in the ball game. As you look with Sky Cam behind Dominique Davis. Harris, he's a tough runner.
He is.
He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he gets 7 more yards.
What was Jags telling us during the week that he didn't have any running backs coming back from last year. All these guys graduated, had to suspend somebody. He says he went out recruiting and he was just trying to get some kids to come to school.
Yeah.
He didn't say, hey, you might play. He said, you might start. He said, I need players to start. His top 2, Hayden and Harris, both are true freshman running backs that have played all year.
Harris has set the school freshman record for rushing. He's going to flush out of the backfield now as a receiver to the right side for Davis. Quick throw to the middle. Well, he knew he had some pressure coming. He got rid of that baby in a hurry, didn't he? Rich Gunnell was the intended receiver. It's incomplete, and Boston College will have to punt. Got a who am I for you. Coached the team of destiny at Boston College to an undefeated season in 40 and defeated Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
Think that one over for a while.
That's a
Give you
good
the
one.
answer after the punt.
That's a good one.
The 4th 3 and out, though, for Boston College today. Again, making some adjustments on the front wall. And this one comes off the side of Quigley's foot and over to the Virginia Tech bench. They're going to spot it at about the 32-yard line.
The Eagles come out and just take the ball, don't do anything with it. Punter comes out, doesn't do anything with it. It's kind of like how they started.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, looked like they were sleepwalking early in the game. Well, we asked you the who am I, coaching the 40 teams, an undefeated season. Frank Leahy before Notre Dame. How about that one? That's tricky.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
You come up with some tricky ones every now and then.
You know it. Here's Virginia Tech's opening possession now, the third quarter, with a touchdown lead. On the ground, Evans popped in the backfield. The initial contact, that was all Raji. I mean, he got help from his friends, and he won't get credit maybe for the tackle, but he's the one that made the play. B.J. Raji, 6'1", 323-pounder, and he's going to be a dandy at the next level, too, I think. Virginia Tech's leaders, Tyrod Taylor, of course, 2 touchdowns rushing. That was the big plays for them.
Evans the leading rusher, and Rogers has caught 3. That interception there for Taylor, that was a tip ball.
Yep.
We quarterbacks, we don't count that.
No, you got to get that statistic changed. You know that. I mean, talk about it all the time. Boston College trailing by a touchdown. They could use some magic, some Flutie magic maybe. Billy's pacing the sideline. Doug's on the line with us from Times Square studio. Doug, can you help your Eagles out here? What do you think?
I don't know that I can. Dominic Davis will be all right. He looked pretty good at the end of the half there throwing a football. I think Steve Logan's just trying to protect him a little bit right now, but they'll be okay.
Here's a 3rd down and 11 for Virginia Tech. Tyrod Taylor looks over to the sideline, gets the call. Running out of time. Ball almost came out, but he popped out instead. Throwing on the run, and it's incomplete.
Taylor's pass intended for Gerald Morgan.
As Billy Flutie on the sideline. Doug, did you teach him everything he knows?
I tried to teach him a little bit. Now he's off and running. He's on his own. He's a good little athlete. He's a punter, kicker, quarterback, receiver, you name it. So he's a great all-around athlete.
How excited were you for him last week with a fake field goal for the touchdown?
That was so big time. I mean, you know, he's worked his tail off, and to have a chance to make a play for your team and to see him execute, I was thrilled. I was jumping up and down here in the studio.
And here's the punt. Gunnell is going to let it bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds. We're going to take you back and take a look at the play from a week ago. And, you know, you talk about big plays in Flutie history and Boston College history. Of course, Doug's got the most famous one from the Orange Bowl, but Billy Flutie's touchdown was pretty big. This one, you ever get sick of seeing this, Doug?
I don't know. It brings a smile to my face. Yeah, you get a little tired sometimes, but, boy, it always brings a smile to your face. And I'm just afraid Gerard's going to drop it one of these days.
That would be a terrible ending. You got it out to Phil, and he drops one.
Well, remember the commercial? The commercial they had where they showed the false endings?
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen it. Here's Davis, and he's got it complete. And it's a 1st down. As Doug said, Dominic Davis is playing pretty good. He's going to be all right. I didn't see it. Tell us about it.
Well, they had a commercial with Michael Jordan where his shot rims out, and A-Rod are making the play, Jeter making the play at the plate that the ball gets thrown away, and they have to bounce back and show it corrected later. So I'm waiting for the day that ball is incomplete on the floor.
Well, your alma mater's on the drive right now. A touchdown here would be huge. Again, Harris out of the backfield. Quick slip screen throw out to Gunnell. Doesn't get much.
Doug, I was talking to Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, the other day. We were talking about a lot of things, and we talking about your nephew. He said he can even drop kick. Now, did you teach him how to drop kick?
I was showing him. In fact, the week that I ended up doing the drop kick, I got Billy to help me out. I said, Billy, get down here and make sure I'm doing something right, because Billy's a very good place kicker as well, and he's got a tremendous leg to him, though. See, I drop kick it, I can hit about 30 yards. He knocks him 50, 55.
You had the last drop kick in NFL history, I think, that I know of. Here's a throw that's incomplete. How about your opinion of Coach Jacks? You're still around the BC program and all of that, Doug.
I love him. He's a regular guy. He's relaxed. He enjoys himself. You see him walking through the student cafeteria once in a while, bumping into people on the fly. And even his attitude in interviews, he comes across as a regular guy that he's just worried about football and winning.
Doug, we're going to let you run and get back with John and Craig to watch the rest of the game, buddy. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie joining us from our Times Square studio on the phone after Matt Ryan joined us in the 1st half. Dominic Davis back to throw, and throwing as he's hit, incomplete. He intended that one for Lars Anderson, his tight end, but it was Sturdivant that was coming with some pressure.
And the good thing about Dominic Davis is he's not made any big mistakes.
Right.
He hasn't turned the ball over. He hasn't thrown it up for grabs. And that is very important. Not so much as how many big plays you make, but how many big mistakes you make. Sure, you want to make plays, but don't make big mistakes.
Well, we talked to Uncle Doug. Now the nephew, Billy Flutie, will punt.
Short punter.
He hung this one up to about the 15, make it the 16-yard line to
I used to do that. I used
Harris.
to be the short punter.
Yeah.
That's about all I did.
Well, Paul punted a long time, and it was still all short, weren't they? ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC, available in high definition from Tampa, Florida. It's the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship And Victor Macho Harris is in as a wide receiver. We told you we might see some of that today. Great all-around player, special teams, defense, and now offense here on first down.
He's caught 8 balls on the year, no touchdowns.
From the 17-yard line. Taylor is looking that way now, comes back across the middle and bobbled a little bit, but Evans found the handle. Got it out for a pickup of 6. Jim Rumella made the tackle.
Well, he's a good defensive player. We already know that, but I'll tell you, they just put 2 guys on him, on Victor Harris.
Tyrod Taylor's been the star today with 2 rushing touchdowns, one of 5 yards and then a 4-yarder that he probably ran about 25 to get the 4.
Right.
And Dominique Davis has answered with a touchdown pass late in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, this is the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Winner goes to the FedEx Orange Bowl, and right now it's Virginia Tech 14-7. Evans off tackle and tackled at the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Victor Harris is looking at the bench. Bob, he ran outside. He took people away. Just ran a fake reverse. Right. He didn't give him the ball. So he said, "Can I get out of here now?"
Well,
You're not going to give it to me.
Especially if they stop him here. He knows he's got to go back to work.
Yeah, Brian Steinspring told us, when he puts him in, he likes to leave him in for the whole series. And then if he stays in for 6-7 plays, then they'll have a replacement go in on defense until he catches his breath.
Blitz coming on 3rd and 2. Taylor throws on the run, and it's complete. It's a first down. Darrell Roberts, the freshman on the other end. Pickup of 8 and move the sticks. Hertzlick was the guy that popped him, but he held on to the ball.
That was a nice throw by Tyrod Taylor now. I mean, he comes out. Roberts sits down. He knows for the first down, and watch him sit, and here comes the ball. It's just a nice, simple play.
He knew he was going to get hit, too. But he knew he had a first down if I just hang on to the ball.
That first down's at the 33-yard line. Evans got the corner. Dives over the top of Roderick Rollins, who will get credit for the tackle, but he flew about 3 yards in the air and got 11.
Evans is playing because, the guys ahead of him either were suspended or expelled. Brandon Orr was kicked off the team early in the year in the spring. Kenny Lewis, who was the running back that was supposed to be playing, got hurt early in the year. So it goes down to Darren Evans, who was a redshirt freshman playing for the first time.
And he's got 80 yards on the day. Went over 1,000 yards on the season with his first carry of the afternoon. That was a dangerous one. Intended for Boykin and incomplete.
Let me ask you a question on that throw, Bob. And you went woo and you shook your head like, look out. Now, is that just predetermined? He's just going to take it and throw it no matter what's out there? Is that the way? I mean, that's what it looked like.
Well, the pre-snap read was, okay, I got this short out, like a 5-yard out. But after he got the ball and turned around and started to throw, the outside linebacker just made a beeline straight out there for the receiver. I could just see him catching the ball, the defender catching the ball and going the other way.
And you know how good Boston College is at that. Ooh. That one, a fake end around, and almost everybody converged at the same spot, didn't they? And maybe a 1-yard gain out to the 45-yard line. Our key matchup as we revisit it. That interior offensive line of Virginia Tech against those 2 defensive tackles of Boston College.
I didn't hear him. The 2 DL, geez.
Well, you better block these 2 guys. I'm telling you, and the 2 guys are Brace 60 and Raji 90.
Right inside there, right over the center. Oops, sorry. There's Brace.
You got to draw a bigger circle when you get that close up. Yeah. Taylor on 3rd and long. Here they come, but he found a crease. Now in the open field, first down and a bunch more. Wow. Well, you can't teach that, I guess.
Well, that's true, Brian. That's the wild card of this whole thing. Is that once you've got him shut down, if it's a drop back pass, if you've got everybody covered, now you've got to stop him if it ends up in a quarterback draw.
This is from the blimp. This looks like the old electric football games we all used to have. And then vibrating his way around everybody. That's a great shot.
Yeah, just individual talent there.
And when you see it, you coming up to tackle him, you better get yourself in a football position, in a ready position to make a play. You can't just dive at him.
At the 37, Virginia Tech's got something working offensively here with a touchdown lead. Now they go to the option. Oglesby got a nice block, got the corner with a stiff arm, and he's run out of bounds on the near sideline at about the 31-yard line.
You know what's impressive about this football team, Virginia Tech, Bob, is there's wide receivers. They don't catch a lot of balls, but they are learning how to block extremely well.
The fact that time Cole got Herzlich down to help get the runner around the corner.
Oglesby got it down inside the 31-yard line. 7.5 to play, third quarter, 14-7 Hokies. Ninth play of the Virginia Tech drive.
This is what the quarterback's looking at right now. Those two safeties give him a pre-snap read as to what the coverage might be.
Oglesby runs right up the gut, and it was Herzlich again made the tackle. Coming up tonight's Big 12 championship. Should be a good one. Oklahoma and Missouri get together. North meets South. Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game on ABC at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it should be. Eighth time Virginia Tech has had 3rd and 4 or less. 3rd and 1 here. Play action. Taylor running for his life. That didn't work. Nice job by the Eagles defense led by Roderick Rollins.
Well, you know what happens on this play, Ness, is it's a play action again. But they only sent one man downfield. One guy is all they sent. And Boston College had 2 people on him, and there was just no place for Taylor to throw the football because he didn't have anybody else out there.
Yeah, they're going to bring out the field goal unit.
Tyrod Taylor limped off the field. That's a shot of Sean Glennon, the backup.
Dustin Keys is in to try a 50-yard field goal. His best is 45. Good looking kick by Keys. Got it. That's a big time field goal. There's the special teams coach. He kind of likes it.
The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game on ABC. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Drink it slow. Doctor's orders. Your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. And College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
A mascot touch football game. Oh, Buzz with a big hit on the Wolfpack. That's quite a tackle. They were knocking each other around in that thing. Good crowd on hands. You talk about getting knocked around. Even when you're the head coach, you know, sometimes people get excited and all of a sudden, boing.
Oh.
Ouch. Frank, duck.
The field goal was good, but I got hit on the head.
Oh. So much for those sunglasses.
They just sneak off into the sunset.
Corey Holt, a backup wide receiver. The senior in grad school. He might be lucky he's in grad school. He might never play again.
What do you think his chances of getting in the game are?
Oh, boy, it's a contact sport even on the sideline.
It's okay because the field goal was good.
That's right.
If it wouldn't have been good, I don't think it would have felt so good about the whole situation.
Corey just slipped down the depth chart about 2 more receivers. Here's a kick. Going to be fielded looking into the sun at the 9-yard line is Harris. Harris, he's been a workhorse today, not only in the backfield, but as a kick returner. Got it out to about the 30-yard line. Let's take a look back. Our Mercedes-Benz drive recap, 50 yards and 11 plays, and a career-long field goal by Dustin Keys, who had it perfect from 50 yards out. Nice even numbers there.
That's a big
50 yards, 5 minutes, 50-yard field goal.
Big drive there because Virginia Tech had gone without any points since early in the first half. And now they've stretched their lead out a little bit.
BC's got to answer with something here pretty soon offensively. Davis pumps once, wanted to go deep. Look out! He got rid of it. Diving attempt, but incomplete on the sideline. Let's check in with Todd right now on the sideline. Todd?
Hey, Brad, Tyrod Taylor, it is the right ankle again. It's the same one he aggravated at the end of last week's game against Virginia, and I talked to the medical staff. They said it's the ankle that's been giving him problems all year. He is sporting quite a big brace on actually both ankles. And the word on Cam Martin, it is a sprained SC, sprained shoulder. So he is, they said he is likely to come back in. But you know when a guy says, I'm okay, but he's just not selling it?
Yeah.
He's not selling it.
Yeah. 2nd down and 10. Well, if Tyrod Taylor, if that wheel doesn't work, they've got last year's MVP from the ACC championship game to fall back on. And Sean Glennon, who was warming up a few minutes ago, he's not out there right now. Brett Warren made the hit on Harris. There's Sean.
Talking about what I did to coach there. We've been around here for 5 years, Sean. What do you think?
3 touchdown passes last year. They scored 14 points in the fourth quarter to come and win that game that we brought you down in Jacksonville. Boston College is only 2 out of 8 on their third down conversions today. This is third down, and it's a long 3 if it's 3.
Here they come.
Pass is incomplete. Had a slant to Gunnell, who actually got his hands on it. And Victor Harris says, nope, not this time. Join Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Lou Holtz, Lee Corso, and Mark May as they review all 34 bowl games. The matchups, the winners, the losers. It's the Bowl Selection Special. It's on ESPN tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. 34 bowl games.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Quigley, oh, he hit this one a mile in the air. Harris has to call for the fair catch and does right at the 30-yard line. 5:01 remaining third quarter. Virginia Tech, Tyrod Taylor's ready to go. Our aerial coverage provided to you by Goodyear. Football's rough, your commute shouldn't be, so get there on Goodyear. Silent Armor Technology. Tampa, Florida, beautiful day for football. And the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship, where Virginia Tech leads 17-7, and they've got the ball with 5:01 remaining in the third quarter. If you're just joining us maybe from watching Navy shut out of Army today, take the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Tyrod Taylor's been the star here, and here he goes again. 12 more yards on the ground. Remember, he has scored twice running the football today already.
They better be glad he got hurt. Hey, look at the moves he made on this run. Come on.
First down.
Look at the moves he makes on this run. I mean, it's. You think he's got a bad ankle? I don't think so.
I'd like 2 bad ankles if they worked as good as his.
Sometimes it's a hoax. You know what I'm saying, boys? You just go off. You think the defense.
That's your first hoax in like 2 months.
you're just setting up the defense. They think you're hurt, and you're really not.
Little Jim Brown there.
There you
get
go.
up slow.
There you go.
First down, quick drop. He wanted to throw. Now comes back the other way. Again, he's just going to get rid of this one. Ramsey was putting the pressure on him. He's made good choices today, Tyrod Taylor.
That's right. He can do that.
I like it. I like it when a guy, you know, there's no question about whether he's throwing the ball out of bounds or not.
Hey,
almost hit a camera guy.
How about a big congratulations to Paul Johnson, the ACC Coach of the Year?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, here.
Huh?
Speaking of Navy's win over Army,
yes,
Georgia
exactly
Tech's
right.
coach in his first season, ACC Coach of the Year. Georgia Tech will play in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and they will be, I don't know if they'll still be the highest ranked BCS team. One of these teams might go ahead of them, but.
Yeah, the reason they're not in this game is because Virginia Tech beat Georgia Tech.
By a field goal. Here's Taylor again. Penalty marker way after the play in the backfield, so it might be coming back.
This happened between a couple of big old linemen, and I think it was number 67 Marshman.
Might have been Scafé, the guy that he was holding. We'll probably get a good look here.
Yeah, 67 is Marshall. Watch me, he just pulls him down on the ground.
No wonder that flank came so late. The referee was saying, "What are you doing?" There's no hiding that one, I'm afraid. Marshman, a 339-pound senior.
You know, the worst part about a play like that, though, is when you look at it and they'll go on film, Bob, is that the quarterback's already gone. I mean, he's about 5 yards down the field. There's no reason to even block the guy.
2nd and 20 now. Play action. Taylor is going long. And a little bit of incidental contact at the end of the play. Incomplete. Boykin was the guy that was out there with Wes Davis. We talked about the ACC and how strange a season it's been. These are the 2 survivors, as I said a couple hours ago, really, when we opened up the game. 10 bowl teams, 10 bowl eligible teams, I should say. 9 teams with 7 or more wins, and 4 teams in the BCS standings. So a lot of parity. And it seemed like every time we did an ACC game, we said so-and-so controls their own destiny.
Oh, yeah,
and on and on and on.
And the other thing we always said is a lot of young teams in this league, and none of them had a quarterback that really played well this year.
This guy's playing pretty well today, but this time nowhere to hide. And it's Brace and Raji, those guys on the inside, preventing Tyrod Taylor from getting out of there.
They had quarterbacks, but they were young quarterbacks. Miami had young quarterbacks. Everybody in the league, you know, ponder at Florida State.
North Carolina is young. Georgia Tech's young.
How about NC State?
Yeah, Russell Wilson's ACC rookie and offensive rookie of the year.
How about the last 2 days? They pounded their us that they beat the SEC 6-4.
Yeah.
Bowden to punt. Whoa. Wow. Nice kick. Gunnell backpedals inside the 15.
That's a clip.
And the flags fly in. That was a great kick.
Plus, it's going to be a block in the back.
So it's going farther.
You get further back.
57 yards on the punts, and they'll back it up some more. .304 remaining. Let's check in with John Saunders at Times Square Studio, New York. John.
Bradman Sports Center right now powered by Vizio. As you mentioned earlier, Navy all over Army today. 34-0 was the final. Back-to-back shutouts for the first time since '86. And the 6th consecutive Commander-in-Chief award. Meanwhile here, East Carolina Tulsa, David Johnson to Jacob Collins. He goes in for the touchdown, and Tulsa has come back to tie this one in the Conference USA Championship. Right.
All right, John, thanks. 3:04 remaining third quarter here. Boston College in a hole. Their quarterback standing at his own 2-yard line. Davis now in his own end zone. Rifles it, tipped, almost intercepted. Boy, now that was a nice play by Victor Harris.
Yeah.
He not only got the hand around in front, he almost tipped it to himself.
You know what, he did try to tip him to himself. If you look at him, he's looking at the ball all the way. He got his hand in, he knew he wasn't going to interfere. And now watch what he does. You talk about a heads-up player. Watch him reach in. Now look what, he looks for the ball, he hits it up in the air, he finds it, and almost makes the catch. Man, that was a great play.
When you're that good and that quick, and you're playing the short side of the field, you can take some chances, especially if the guy doesn't really have the speed to run you off.
Again, Davis at the goal line and now running with it, looking for a block from his wide receiver. Didn't get a good enough one, and the ball is out at the end. Fumble. Harris got back on it. Cody Grimm's the guy that caused the fumble, I think. And things are not going well for the Eagles offense right now. Here's the end of the play. Davis had a pretty good thing going on, and then Grimm put a hat on him, trying to get away, and just lost it himself. So Montel Harris saved the end of the play there and gives them another play here. 3rd down and 6.
A little sloppy on part of the Boston College Eagles.
Again, he'll run with it. And this time he gets the first down. Both quarterbacks do a good job with the running game.
Brad, if you're a quarterback and you can pick up 2 or 3 first downs a game, especially in the pros, in the NFL, if you've got a quarterback that can throw and then pick up 2 or 3 more first downs with your feet, and in college, you almost have to be able to do that.
Yeah. So they move the chains. They've got it out at the 21-yard line. Davis, deep ball on the near side, and it's intercepted by Virgil. Virgil coming back the other way. Stephon Virgil down the sideline. Well, Paul talked about it in the open. Stephon Virgil, if it's not him, you pick your poison. If you throw at Harris, you throw at Virgil. This time, it was Virgil with the interception.
Well, the 2 corners, they have 14 interceptions, 15 now, but they had 14 interceptions going into the game, and these 2 guys on the corner had 10 of them. Virgil had 4, now has 5, but that is just stepping in front and playing. That's why these guys are so good, and that's why they can do things in the defensive line and linebackers, because they have 2 great corners on the outside.
Grease, you got to give your wide receiver a chance and throw that to the outside.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he threw it to the inside and he threw it low. You got to throw that ball high and to the outside. He was covered.
Here goes Evans for the touchdown. Just like that, Virginia Tech has taken control.
You know, Grace, you get a turnover in one play. Boom.
We're back to Beamer ball. The defense takes it away, gives you great field position. I mean, offenses love to take over inside the other team's 20-yard line. We can score pretty good from there.
The Atlantic Coast Conference would like to send a special thanks to its official corporate partners.
They're going to review.
Official review going on. 5 seconds for Darren Evans to take it 10 yards behind his blockers, and then just a burst of speed through the middle.
No, when his knee hits, the ball is almost over the line. Remember, going in, you only have to touch that line with the ball. Coming out, you have to have the whole ball.
Doug Rhodes is up here in the booth with us. Doug just looked at me and went, touchdown. I don't have to wait. I know. That's what's cool about having Doug up here.
Yeah, Doug Rhodes is with us. He was telling me before the game that they're now looking at these replays in high definition. So they can see every blade of grass, every speck of dirt.
Well, that's because, Bob, ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC is available in high definition.
Of course, and why not have high definition in the replay booth?
That whole thing was all brought about by a 57-yard punt and a 7-yard penalty, which totaled 64 net, an interception, and then one running play for a touchdown.
Ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
See, we got that a minute and a half earlier.
We knew. We already knew. We got the guy up here that knows.
So the extra point team out there waiting, and now they're ready. Dustin Keys for the point after. Virginia Tech won this thing last year 30-16. They're about ready to tack on their 24th point here, and it's up and good. 1:17 remaining third quarter. Hokies taking command. Stephon Virgil, his 5th interception of the season. The return down to the 10-yard line, and then one play is all it took for Darren Evans.
Yep.
Got a who am I for you guys as they take the kickoff teams out there. First consensus All-American at Virginia Tech in '84, 46 career sacks before becoming the #1 overall pick in the '85 NFL drafts. Who would I be? I'd be one of the best that ever played, not only in college football, but in the NFL as well. Bruce Smith. Grease is getting the shakes over there.
I get the hives every time I see him.
You know, that guy there never played in the pros in all the years, and he led the league for almost ever his sacks. He never played weighing more than 255 pounds.
Boy, there wasn't an ounce of fat on him.
I'd put the tight end over on his side. I'd have a back over there chipping. I had 3 guys blocking on him.
Myers kick. Whoa. Oh, handy. This one won't be coming out. Chris Fox will take a knee. And BC will have to start from the 20-yard line again. So the Eagles have one touchdown today, and that was Dominic Davis to Rich Gunnell near the end of the second quarter, which gave them a lot of hope. And we thought momentum going to the locker room, and now not so sure, because Virginia Tech has come out, added to its lead 24-7 here with a minute and change remaining. Raymond James Stadium, sun-splashed stadium today. Perfect weather. This is what the Chamber of Commerce ordered. Sunny skies ever since we've been here the last 3 days, and between 75 and 77 degrees every day.
Yeah, great weather.
We've done a game this year, Bob, that, I mean, it's been this perfect, but 77 degrees, no wind.
Snowing in Blacksburg.
Throw that in, didn't you?
Davis trying to get a little flare pass out to Harris, and that one blew up on him as well. John Graves got out there. Had he even caught it, I don't think he was going to go anywhere. Davis has now missed on his last 7 passes, including that interception.
Yeah, and he was being careful with the ball in the first half and not making the mistakes. How quickly, when you make a turnover and make a mistake, and Virgil returns it inside the 10-yard line, the offense scores, and that's just a huge play.
Well, we almost had That one thing we talked about earlier, the last 3 touchdowns that Virginia Tech had even scored against Boston College were interception returns. We almost had another one a few minutes ago. Almost had another interception by Cody Grimm right there.
See, now what he's doing, Dominic Davis, is he feels like he's got to make plays. He's trying to force things. I'm down by 17 points. Every drive now, I've got to complete passes and score. He's trying to throw this over Grimm's head. Grimm makes a great drop.
You know, one other thing, this defense and the defensive coordinator is Bud Foster. We were told that he's going to have some things in this game. This defense is really disciplined. You know, you don't see these guys out of position.
As you look at Bud, the intensity on his face, 3rd down and going deep. Gunnell was out there, but not where the football landed, I'm afraid. Virgil again was covering. On-time Virginia Tech defensive coordinator and one of the best in the business. 4th down at Boston College. They're 6th, 3 and out. Look out, Bud. Don't hit Frank in the head and break those sunglasses again.
Frank's only been hit once.
Yeah. Got to give him some headgear. That was a better punch than De La Hoya will throw tonight, probably, against Pacquiao.
Covered it all.
Quigley to punt. Harris should have a play on this one, unless he booms it as high as he did the last time. Victor takes it at the 34 and immediately goes the other way, and it cost him. Nice coverage down there by Boston College on the punts. Johnson with the tackle. Well, Frank Beamer, season of surprises for him a little bit too. And what was so special about winning the Coastal Division? We asked him.
The youth of our football team. I think the schedule is probably the toughest that we've had in some time. We lost a couple of key guys to injuries, and yet this football team stayed together.
They lost the opener to East Carolina. That shocked everybody, and then had some really tough road games. That's part of the reason they've lost 4 games this year. Now they come with the end around, and Cole got the corner turn. They got about 5. Rollins made the tackle. Cole, another one of those young guys that Frank was mentioning, redshirt freshman.
He lost four senior wide receivers, 3 of them to the draft. The 2 top receivers that were coming back, one was injured, the other one he kicked off the team for some violation of team rules. So he really lost his top 6 wide receivers from last year, and the top 3 now are 2 true freshmen and a redshirt freshman.
They don't have to run a play here, Ness.
They're going to wind the quarter down. If the 4th quarter belongs to the Hokies, they're going to the FedEx Orange Bowl. They hold up 4 fingers. That's what they're planning right now.
White Rock Marathon, December 14th on WFAA TV.
A 17-point Virginia Tech lead as we enter the 4th quarter. Brad Nessler, Bob Griese, Paul McGuire, Todd Harris for the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. Hokies 15 minutes away from a trip downstate to the FedEx Orange Bowl. Darren Evans. He's a good-looking back. Got 7 more. Marcellus Bowman in on the stop. And now when you got a guy like a Darren Evans and you got Tyrod Taylor who can kind of bounce around a little bit, the Boston College defense, to be honest, has been out there way too long today, I think, guys. And this is where you can kind of grind it now if you're Frank Beamer and just roll to a win.
Well, I think what we're seeing today is the best of Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Now, there's been ups and downs, but for the most part this year, he's been very good.
First down here at the 40-yard line. High backfield. This time, well, he tried to get back. Ball is out. Picked up by Boston College. They got it at the 30-yard line, and it's Herzlich, who's done it so many times with interceptions. Now he comes up with a huge fumble recovery. And just like that, what I was talking about goes out the window.
Well, that's what this defense has to do for Jagodzinski, is get the ball and set up their offense. That's going to be close. I didn't see where his knee was down. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Now let's see it again.
Ramella ripped it out of there, and Herzlich took it on a hop and got it close to the 30-yard line.
I'm sure they're going to take a minute and review this one.
And they will.
Well, you know, and Herzlich's one of those guys that he sees the ball better than most. I mean, he anticipates where it's going to be. The ball comes out. He gets it.
Well, you know why he sees it so well? There's no glare on his face at all with that much eye black on your face. Here's a different angle. Evans maybe trying to get too much.
That's going to be close. I couldn't really tell for sure.
It was a great job by Ramella, though, to get in there and rip it out.
See that there? Yeah, we can't see the knee. Can't see the knee there.
Where Tampa goes to dine, dance, and gold at Channelside Bay Plaza on the waterfront in downtown Tampa.
You know, it's close. Now the call on the field was that it was a fumble.
Right.
So you have to have indisputable visual evidence to overturn it. Now, I mean, it looks like the knee may have been down, but you're not sure. You haven't seen any visual evidence. I mean,
you've done all that. Now, what did you see?
Well, I wouldn't reverse it.
I wouldn't either.
Okay.
I'd leave it.
There you go.
Frank Kosman's our replay official. He'll let Tom Zamorski know momentarily. Of course, Jagodzinski is hoping and praying that it's going to be a fumble recovery. They'd set up his offense just outside the 30-yard line, and it would be the best starting field spot they would have had today. And when you're trailing by 17, every time you get it down here, you better get some kind of points out of it.
Ness, does it mean anything? I got a little nod from Doug.
A nod? Nod's almost as good as a touchdown call.
He laid a nod on us.
There's those high-definition monitors that Grease was talking about a little while ago. BCS standings coming into this. We mentioned 4 ACC teams in the top 25, but of course it's Alabama #1. They got a big date with Florida in the SEC championship. Oklahoma will play Missouri tonight for the Big 12 title on ABC at 8 o'clock Eastern time. What if Oklahoma was to lose, guys?
What if? Yeah, what if?
What if Florida beat Alabama and Oklahoma lost to Missouri?
Can Texas go to the national championship game without winning their conference?
Why not?
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The first down, Boston College.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like they had anything visually to change it. Like, they might have been down, but you're not sure about it.
And it was such a bang-bang play that call on the field was a good one, I think. And Boston College has got an opportunity here. They have to take advantage of it, though, because we're in the fourth quarter.
Well, this was their game plan, and that was the defense has to set up the offense. And that's how they scored their first touchdown. This is hopefully when they're going to score another one.
Harris, they're trying to get some kind of ground game going because Davis has been inaccurate in his last several throws. Let's check in. Times Square studio in New York. Here's John. John.
Brad, the Sports Center in game. This one is done now in Conference USA. 27-24. David Johnson trying to lead him back, but he's picked off by Van Eskridge. His 5th interception of the day. Never thrown more than 2 in the game before. 27-24 final.
Davis, here comes the pressure. Throws on the run, completes it. It's Gunnell down the sideline. So Gunnell, the guy he hooked up with earlier, comes up with another one, and they have it 1st and goal, pick up of 22.
Well, you know, Ness, on the first play, it was a running play, didn't go anywhere, and then they went back to throw the football with Davis, and Davis, there was a blitz on, he got away from it. I don't think that they can score against Virginia Tech unless they put the ball in the air.
Well, what makes this play, the safety, Porsche, was coming up the middle on a blitz, was the escapability of Davis. He got outside, bought some time, allowed the receivers to have more time to get open.
1st and goal. Davis fires it to the end zone and zipped it right by the ear hole of Victor Harris. Intended receiver was Justin Jarvis.
Well, Justin Jarvis never adjusted. He was out there trying to make a couple of moves. He was going to move out. He moved in. And while he was making all these moves, his back to the quarterback, the ball went zipping by.
Well, they know who they're throwing against over there. They know they're throwing against one of the best corners in the country, so they're trying to do everything just perfect.
Moma comes out to the bottom of your screen. He's their biggest receiver at 6'6". Davis going to him, but he's not big enough for that one. Stephon Virgil was covering.
If he was standing 8 rows up, it would have went over his head.
Here's where you're seeing the inexperience of this young quarterback, Dominic Davis. The last 2 throws, he's rushed. He's had plenty of time to throw, but there's been the receivers haven't been near him.
I tell you, the only thing that I think that he could possibly throw down here, and do you do it, is throw a screen.
He's missed on 11 of his last 12 throws, the exception being that 22-yarder to Goodell.
Get him outside the pocket.
3rd down and goal. He's going to loft it to the corner. One hand out there by the big receiver I just mentioned a moment ago, but he couldn't haul it in, and it was Harris covering.
The difference in this game has been the quarterback play. I think that was our X factor, wasn't it?
Yep,
early
it sure
on?
was.
The 2 quarterbacks.
Tyrod Taylor has been.
Tyrod's had a great game.
Yep, he's played great. Dominique has struggled, especially this half. Now the field goal unit comes on. Apanavicius out of the hold of Billy Flutie. 24-yard field goal attempts. And we know that Billy Flutie threw one on a fake last week. This one is straight on. The kick is up and good. So they cut into the lead, but they definitely needed a touchdown there. They trailed 24-10.
You're watching the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. College football lives here.
And Bruce Smith on the sideline. He was one of our Who Am I's, great All-American and All-Pro back in the day, and the #1 draft choice in the NFL in 1985. And we saw him at the luncheon yesterday. I looked at him and thought, I think he could go out there right now and scare the heck out of a whole bunch of people. He still looks pretty good, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. Just amazing the weight that he played at. It was crazy.
Well,
he was one of those guys that couldn't keep weight on.
Yeah, like Alan Page and a few others. There's very few of them around. Drop ball by Roberts, but he finds the handle and then goes down with some serious cracking going on at about the 19-yard line. Well, time is of the essence right now if you're a Boston College fan. They just got that fumble recovery. They had 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. They had to settle for 3. That's not what they were looking for.
Well, they were down 3 scores, but you get the ball on a turnover, you want to do more with it than that.
Problem is the Boston College, they can't run the ball.
Yeah.
And all they can do is throw the ball. On the other hand, Virginia Tech can run and can throw.
Problem with Dominique Davis right now is that he's missed on about 12 of his last 13 passes, and that's not going to help the cause. Meanwhile, Tyrod Taylor will hand it off to Aaron Evans. Evans, he's been a great second effort runner all day long. Robert Francois made the tackle. But Evans, he starts to wear on you after a while.
I think that just about puts him over 100, doesn't it?
That it does. He had a huge game earlier this year with over 250 yards on a Thursday night game. He's got 103. Nice math, Paul.
Hey, I took off my shoes.
2nd down and 3. Here he comes again. The big guy's out in front of him. And he does a little cutback of his own and picks up the 1st down. You talk about that game he had against Maryland, and I mean, we watched that game. Every time he popped outside, it was how far can I go? And a school record night for him as he just gashed the Terrapins for 253 yards, a school record. And 109 now today with a touchdown. That 10-yard touchdown followed the Virgil interception. So that was a bang-bang turnaround. And that's what put Virginia Tech in control. Up 2 touchdowns now with 11.5 minutes to go. Evans out across the 35 to the 37. Let's check in with Todd.
All right, Brad, I'm with the aforementioned Bruce Smith, one of the guys that's a legend here this week in Tampa. Congratulations on the award, and tell me your thoughts about your Hokies today.
Man, I'm excited for these guys, man. It's a young team. The coaching staff have done an excellent job preparing them for this game and throughout the season. I'm really enjoying this game.
You talk about the youth that's on this team. Back in your day, you guys were running independent, but have you seen a team play this many young kids in a game this big?
No, and it's a tribute to the talent that they have on this team and a tribute to the coaching staff.
On a second down, long stretch play to Oglesby. He broke one tackle but won't break another. Todd?
All right, Bruce, if you were playing defense and you had to try and track down Tyrod Taylor, how do you get the job done?
That would be very difficult, man. He's a great talent. He's got a bright future ahead of him. We just have to make sure we stay focused and keep him healthy.
Now, all your years in Buffalo, did you ever run across a guy named Paul McGuire, and what was the interaction like?
Far too often. Paul is he's a piece of work. I really enjoyed spending time with him, and Paul, we usually don't see weather like this time of the year, do we?
Not at all, Bruce. I'm going to tell you what, he's the greatest defensive end that ever played in Buffalo, I'll tell you that.
And he's a gentleman too, Paul, because he was saying some not so nice stuff about you before I put him on camera. Yeah. So Bruce Smith, a class act.
Well, if he's saying nasty things about me, just tell him I'll be down after the game. I'm going to slap him around.
He doesn't look scared. I just told him he doesn't look very scared.
He doesn't? And I may skip that part.
Well, Boston College did what they had to do, force a punt. So there's still hope. Giles made a nice play, so Bowden will have to kick it away. Remember, Gunnell had a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown that basically was the difference in the regular season win for Boston College over Virginia Tech. So if you're a BC fan, you can hold out hope that maybe number 18 can do that again. Bowden hung it up in the air. And out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. 9:13 remaining in the ball game. Boston College needs some offense when we come back.
ABC, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Drink it slow. Doctor's orders. The 2009 Cadillac CTS. And Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Goodyear blimp gives you a great shot of the New York Yankees complex in Steinbrenner Stadium there, right in the left side of your screen. Pacific Life game summary statistically 250 yards for Virginia Tech. That third down conversion hasn't helped Boston College down there in the left corner. They're going to need some conversions now, trailing by 2 touchdowns, and time is of the essence. And Davis lost the ball, and Virginia Tech scores. Orion Martin, touchdown. Jason Worlds made the hit on Davis, and Martin knew where he was heading when he got his hands on it.
Well, that ball hit on the ground and just popped right back up into Martin's hand. It was perfect. I mean, when Worlds goes around the corner and just pops the ball, watch this ball pop up. Bounce, right into his hands, touchdown. And when you know all this guy's going to have to do is throw the ball, he can't run it. They just unload.
Keys extra point hits the uprights. And now 30-10. About the only thing that's going wrong for Virginia Tech in this half. Well, we told you Beamer ball, special teams, defense, defense, defense. Orion Martin, 17 yards for another Hokie touchdown. The Hokies do it in so many different ways, and that's why they call it Beamer ball, as Frank paces that sideline. But now a comfortable 30-10 lead as Orion Martin just took it 17 yards for a defensive touchdown. Well, little payback from the regular season. More importantly, they can save some of that orange paint for the FedEx Orange Bowl unless BC can do something about it in the next 9 minutes.
BC seems to have their number during the season.
Yeah.
But Virginia Tech wins the championship game and goes to the Orange Bowl each of the last 2 years if this score continues the way it is.
Justin Meyer to kick. It's a good one. Back to the goal line to Fox. Chris Fox across the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. Virginia Tech defensively, Paul talked about them at the top of the show. They've done a lot of different things. Forced the fumble. That might have been a touchdown. Cam Martin covered it in the end zone. Stephon Virgil, the interception, he brought that all the way back to the 10, and Darren Evans scored one play later. And then just moments ago, Worlds forced the fumble. Orion Martin took it 17 yards for the touchdown. And a lunch pail team, they always have been, and they're doing it with the lunch pail again.
Wow, wow, wow.
3 sacks, 3 takeaways. Davis winds up and throws, completes out to his wide receiver at the 35-yard line to Larman. Reminder coming up later, ABC will bring you USC and UCLA. Pete Carroll against Rick Neuheisel. A win for USC would stamp their spot in the Rose Bowl. College football presented by Best Buy following our game, 4:30 Eastern time. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
First year for Neuheisel out there. And it seems like they're going to be a little friendly rivalry. They've called each other and talked about wearing jerseys and all that other stuff.
Yeah, they're both going to wear
home jerseys.
Home jerseys, meaning the cardinal of the Trojans and the powder blue of. And I guess it's going to cost everybody a timeout. Pete Carroll's willing to take 2 timeouts. Neuheisel says, I'll take one in the first half, but forget about it in the second half.
That's big of Rick, though.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, you instigated it. I didn't, you're doing it. I'm not doing it.
Well, they used to do that back in the day before, the rule was that you had to wear a certain color at home and white on the road.
Somebody asked Pete, said, why are you doing it? He said, well, it's fun.
It looks good.
It looks good. It's having fun.
Davis scrambling around and put down at the 45-yard line by Dorian Porch.
Brad.
Reminder, at the conclusion of our game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevy will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
They're talking to Bud Foster the other day, and he said, defensive coordinator for Virginia, what we want to do against Dominic Davis is keep him in the pocket. Make the kid beat us throwing the football in the pocket. Put 8, 9 guys up to stop the run. Force this kid to play from the pocket.
Here he is in the pocket and lofting one complete to his tight end. Finally, Anderson, his second catch of the day. Cody Grimm made the tackle. Grimm's an active outside linebacker, not the biggest guy in the world, 5'11", 207, but he's been around the football a lot today and has played a lot because of Cam Martin going out with that injury earlier. Cam Martin is Orion Martin's brother, who just took that fumble return in for the touchdown. Their Uncle Bobby was a heck of a player right after Bruce Smith at Virginia Tech, and that's why Orion wears that same number 90 that his uncle used to wear on that defensive line. Davis. Virgil got a hand on that one again to break it up. Intended for Jarvis.
You know, Ness, when you're talking to the coaching staff, and especially Bud Foster, about Cody Grimm, and we said earlier, he's 5'11", and he weighs 207 pounds, and he's probably the best player we have on the team. We got to play him. You got to have a guy like this on the field because he is all the time around the ball. I mean, I don't care where it is, you're going to see his number.
He's probably played a lot more snaps than they were anticipating him playing today because of Martin being out of there. Davis got hit as he threw, and it was Virgil who went up high to try to get the interception. They're just making life miserable right now for number 15.
This is a learning process for Dominic Davis. I mean, the redshirt freshman starting his second game 2 weeks ago when he came in against Wake Forest, he had 2 costly fumbles. Each were returned for touchdowns, similar to what we just saw on the last drive. And that tells you you've got to take care of the ball. When you're in the pocket and people are coming around you, you got to take care of the ball.
3rd and 10. And again, way high. And kind of the same play.
And the way they're whacking him around, I think this would be a forgetting experience. He just forget about this game and go home.
He'll take this tape back and he'll watch it on Tuesday, and then maybe in 3 or 4 months from now, he's going to watch this game again. And you learn from this. You know, I always learn more from losing and from my mistakes than I ever did from winning and doing things the way I was supposed to do it. That's the way you improve.
They go on 4th down here. Desperation blitz coming off the corner. And again, the ball sailed. And the Hokies will take over.
You know, that there wasn't one of those balls that actually ended up in the playing field.
Looked great in the punt, pass, and kick competition, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So the Hokies take over with 6:39 remaining, and they've got a big lead. Our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Football's rough. Your commute shouldn't be, though. So get there on Goodyear Silent Armor Technology. Tampa, Florida. The Dr. Pepper ACC Championship, and it's Virginia Tech with a 20-point lead. They've got the ball, and they're in command. They just want to grind it and keep it in bounds, I would think. And Evans doesn't do either. We talked about the difference between Tyrod Taylor's performance today and Dominic Davis, and that was going to be our X-factor matchup. Well, we said whoever plays better is probably going to come out on top, especially with the 2 rushing touchdowns. Tyrod Taylor has been the better of the 2 today, at least.
And the 1 interception here, but he also had a fumble that was returned for a touchdown.
Right. Tyrod, the sophomore out of Hampton, Virginia. I have a feeling that the Hokies will have back-to-back ACC championship game MVPs at quarterback, and it won't be the same guy.
And the same guy's on the field today.
And they're still both there.
On the team, yeah.
Sean Glennon, we're talking about, we showed you earlier, Sean had 3 touchdown passes last year to win the title. Looks like Tyrod might follow him up. Well, lost, brand new season almost here. Premier event Wednesday, January 21st, starting at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Last football weekend of the year means the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame having their dinner in New York at the Waldorf on Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, some pretty good players going in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Coach Lou Holtz going in.
Troy Aikman's going in. Yep. Billy Cannon from LSU.
Pat Fitzgerald, the coach at Northwestern.
Wilbur Marshall, Florida. Not bad.
Thurman Thomas, Buffalo.
Don McPherson, Jay Novacek.
Ruben Mays of Washington State. Randall McDaniel, Arizona State.
How about Arnold Tucker, the old Army quarterback?
Jim Dombrowski, Virginia offensive tackle, was a great one.
Yeah.
And Dave Parks, Texas Tech wide receiver, and Ron Simmons, Florida State nose tackle. That's your list.
That's a great dinner. A lot of the football, college football people go to the New York. I always see Steve Spurrier up there. A lot of the coaches.
Yep. National Football Foundation also helps us all year long, by the way, and sometimes we don't always say it with our This Week in College Football History, because we bring back some great memories, some great clips, show you some footage from yesteryear, and those guys provide us with that every week all football season long. So hope that's a good banquet, and hope everybody enjoys it this week in New York. Evans, whoa, and he lost the ball, and Boston College has it. And who you think it is? Herzlich again. His 2nd fumble recovery of the day.
And it's Evans' 2nd fumble of the day.
The ACC Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Yep.
Had 2 interceptions for touchdowns this season.
6 interceptions for a linebacker, and only 3 guys in the country have done that. We saw another one of them last week in Spikes at Florida.
Well, young Mr. Evans has got to protect the football. I mean, the most important thing is not getting that extra yard.
Exactly. It's not about the yardage. It's holding on to the ball at this time of the game.
Davis going to go deep for his big wide receiver. Incomplete in the corner of the end zone.
Well, who you guys voting for Heisman? Got to be in next Wednesday?
Well, I got to wait. I got to wait until Monday morning.
Got to check them out.
Yep.
Got to watch the ball game. Bradford's up.
Going to be watching close tonight.
These are my top 4 here.
Is there a guy up there with an orange shirt on?
Yeah, there is. 2nd from the left there.
Okay, that's mine.
That's your guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Bradford, McCoy had a great year. Texas.
This is the group we came up with. That doesn't mean that's all there is, but certainly those are 4 guys that are in the picture. Davis throwing on the run, back across his body, and got it complete down to the 11-yard line of Jarvis. Pickup of 21. And you wonder, comes to the house, it looks like this.
Yep.
That's my ballot.
You can do
they
it
gave
by
it
email.
back to me. Yeah,
fancy now. You do it by email.
Yeah.
On this thing. Yeah.
I think I've done it that way last couple years.
I did it last year that way.
I
too.
used to just fill it out because I'm computer illiterate, but I got around to it that way last year. Throw to the end zone, high, incomplete. Again, the ball sailing a little bit on him. Gunnell was the guy that went up and got one hand on it.
You got a bunch of defensive backs that are sitting back there for Virginia Tech thinking, oh, man, this guy's throwing the ball. He's got to throw it, and we got some things we got to do about picking this thing off.
The only problem, the way he's throwing it, you'd have to be 6'7" playing cornerback to get a hand on it.
You know, a lot of the balls he throws high, it's because to overthrow him is the safer area.
Right.
I mean, some of these throws to the sideline into the back of the end zone, he's cautious. Steve Logan is told, don't get it picked off.
This one down inside the 5 to the 4. That's a tough catch by Jarvis. Got collared, and he and Dorian Porch are still tangled up. I'm not quite sure who's got the ball, to be honest with you.
Grimm says it's an interception.
They both have possession.
Everybody's pointing in different directions. The one that matters is our referee. He says, let's wind the clock. There you go. You got
All the
third down.
Virginia Tech players are looking up at the screen at the end of for the replay. And pointing.
And Frank Beamer is going to take a timeout. A big 3rd down and 3 coming up.
I think Frank called this timeout so you could have another chance to take a look at this. Every play in college football is reviewed. I think that's an interception.
That's Porch.
Porch, the strong
has
safety.
Yeah, he has the ball.
Not yet. He doesn't. But I think he takes it away.
Well, the thing about it is the receiver is not down because the receiver is laying on Porch, so none of his body is touching the ground. Well, who's going to win it?
Oh, he challenged. The
Frank
coach
Beamer
is
is challenged.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it's an interception. I got a little help. I'm saying interception.
Porch.
All right, let's take a look.
I think he had a better play on it all the way.
Yeah, even though, and when Jarvis comes down, Jarvis is not on the ground either, so it isn't like, the ground made contact and he's down. He's not down, he's sitting on top of Porch.
Dorian Porch had his first career interception last week, and it was a huge one as Virginia Tech beat Virginia just to get to this game. So he goes from what was kind of a game saver last week to maybe a game ender this week.
He went from the porch right into the house. It was good, Grease. It wasn't that bad, but they got to give him the interception. Now that's my honest opinion.
Getting back to this Heisman thing, Tebow's had a quiet year, and hasn't had the monster year that he had last year, but they've won more games this year and got him in their championship race.
Because he had better weapons.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Virginia Tech will be charged with a timeout and no longer has a challenge.
Frank's not buying that one.
We need more.
So Boston College has got a 3rd down, and they can get a 1st down inside the 2-yard line. This is where Davis' mobility might come into play again. 3rd down. Quick slants, tips, intercepted this time anyway. Brett Warren's got it. The middle linebacker was tipped up in the air, and Warren snatched it. And that's his 2nd interception of the year against Boston College. One in the regular season and now one here in the Dr. Pepper championship game.
And was it Harris that hit the ball up in the air again? This guy, you watch these guys, though. When they hit the ball, they don't bat it down. They hit it up in the air where everybody gets a chance to go get it. I think this is Victor Harris hit. Yeah, it is.
And Warren, the recipient of the tip by Harris. And Frank goes, okay, I don't worry about that challenge anymore. Gives Bud Foster a big hug.
That's a chest bump right there.
Yep. Oh, Evans, big collision. They're still hitting down there for Boston College. They might not win the game, and they're more than likely not going to, but it doesn't stop them from playing defense. Their defense has been out there a long time today.
How about a nice congratulations to the Cincinnati Bearcats for winning the Big East.
There you go.
They're going to the Orange Bowl probably.
Against these guys.
And we'll play Virginia Tech. Brian Kelly doing a great job at Cincinnati.
Don't forget, Trojans and the Bruins follow us here on ABC. USC still hoping that things could fall into their lap for somehow to get back to a championship game. All the things in the world would have to align for that to happen, though. The moon would have to be in the 7th house, and Jupiter would have to align with Mars, and peace would have to guide the planet.
All right, let's take what's going to happen. Oklahoma.
You tell me.
Oklahoma. If Oklahoma beats Missouri.
All right.
Okay. And Florida beats Alabama, then it's pretty well set that those two are going to play for a national championship game. So these are the playoffs, right? We've got 4 teams. This is the playoffs. I mean, Oklahoma wins, they're in. What if Oklahoma loses?
That throws the whole thing into a bit of a mess.
All right, Texas beat Oklahoma.
Right.
And they should have probably been this game to begin with. So that allows Texas to be in the national championship game without
having won their conference. Championship game. There's a guy that we'll watch not just in a bowl game this year, but in the future. You know, he came back for his senior season too, and he's a captain, and you got to give him credit for that.
Yep.
There's BCS top 10 again. So everybody's got their opinion on what's going to happen in Atlanta. A lot of people don't think Alabama's got a chance against Florida. And Alabama's the #1 team.
You know, everybody's been overlooking Alabama. And you talk about opposites attract. Alabama's offense and Florida's offense, it's like old school, new school.
Yeah, but they went, you know, the thing about it is people forget they won 12 games. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
Give them some due.
Yeah.
Evans running hard out to the 13. Down to 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Our Chevrolet players of the game today. Tyrod Taylor, who played very, very well. 2 touchdown rushes. And on the other side, Rich Gunnell, the wide receiver, who was on the receiving end of the touchdown pass from Dominique Davis today. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
All right, I hear that Percy Harvin's not going to play. When we saw that last week, we didn't think he was going to.
You said it right then.
Yeah, that he would not be able to play.
The high ankle sprain?
Yes. Yeah. Do they have enough talent? Now, you know, Alabama's good. They're very good on defense. And Florida is very good on offense. This should be a great matchup. With Florida's offense, getting these Alabama guys out in space and force them to tackle these little quick guys out in space.
Everybody up as Boston College thinks their hope would be to block a kick here. And this is going to be a safety taken by Bowden. Give up the 2. The flag down on the line of scrimmage, though.
Well, if it's against Boston College, it's a first down.
Well, special teams coach Frank Beamer feels better about kicking off from the 20 with nobody rushing him than he did about punting that ball right there. So he'd rather give him 2 points and punt the ball from the 20 with nobody rushing.
Especially when you got a 3-score lead.
Yeah.
Holding against the punting team is declined. Results of the play is a safety.
So it's 30-12. And as Bob said, the free kick will be coming up momentarily. Those are Chevrolet players of the game. And Tyrod Taylor, not only our Chevrolet player of the game, but he is the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship Game most valuable player voted by the media up here to our right and left, and by us in the booth as well. So in kind of a rare occurrence, the MVP at quarterback from a year ago, this year it's a quarterback that's the MVP who didn't play much in the game last year. Back-to-back quarterback MVPs from Virginia Tech. They're still both on the team. They're just, one guy didn't play today and one guy did.
And the good thing is
There's
one
Sean.
of those guys is going to come back next year and have 2 years of eligibility left.
That's that one.
Yeah. And he's getting better and better and better.
You know what I really liked about him is though he limped off the field, he sat on the side, they took a look at his ankle, said, you know, Todd does the thing down there, and he said, you know, he's got hurt his ankle, and the next series is down, boom, he's right back in, and he's running plays.
This will be the 16th punt, total punt, 8 from each team.
So here's the free kick. Got to run up on that. Had to come a long way to get to the 37. It's Gunnell, and he got maybe to the 47 on the fly. So Boston College trailing by 18 with 2:55 left. Trojans and Bruins soon as we're done.
You know, and you really we have to give these coaches the credit for taking these two teams that they have and being in the ACC championship game. I mean, no one thought that these two teams would be here. These guys, and you know, we were on in a luncheon yesterday, going up the escalator, and you said to Frank Beamer, said, hey, this year you really had a coach, didn't you? He said, yes, I did.
That's
and
right.
the same for Jag.
That's a good throw.
All right, I got a question for you, Ness. You know how he knows all this stuff.
Does he?
All right, who was the coach at Boston College before Jagosinski and O'Brien?
Either Tom Coughlin or Dan Henning.
Well, which one?
Oh, come on. Coughlin.
Dan Henning.
Dan Henning?
Dan Henning.
All right.
You know where Henning is now?
He's the offensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, yes, he is.
I'm getting warmed up.
Very good.
Keep bringing it.
Very good.
Davis.
Look out.
They're still bringing it. Nikos Brown with the sack.
Wow. I tell you, they're going to have to wheel him onto the plane.
Clock winding down, 2:20 remaining. Davis again scrambling around. Now he finds some room in the middle. And great run. Oh, man, at the end of the run, you don't want to get planted like that one. Stephon Virgil with a hit.
He's learning. This redshirt freshman is learning to protect the ball when you're in the pocket and you got some people grabbing at it, learning to slide when you get downfield. This kid's going to be good. He just got a lot to learn.
Throws, flags are down.
Got a holding penalty.
Davis's pass incomplete.
Been a long day for Dominique. Starting to hand out the championship gear. And the FedEx Orange Bowl will be waiting for him.
Orange Bowl is going to be busy this bowl season.
Yeah, back-to-back weeks, huh?
They'll have, yep, on January 1st, they'll have the Orange Bowl, and then on the 8th, the championship game will be at Dolphin Stadium.
First and 20 at the 35.
That'll be the FedEx Orange Bowl.
Well, this is going to be the first time since the ACC went to divisional play that there will be a back-to-back champion. As Virginia Tech's about set to repeat. Oh, there are still some major collisions going on out there, folks. A minute 45 left as we check in Times Square Studio in New York. Here's John Saunders. John.
Brad, SEC Championship is underway. Tim Tebow's been doing a lot of running of the ball, but here on third down, throws, finds Carl Moore, touchdown 7-0. And don't forget USC, UCLA coming up next.
So Florida's already on the board, courtesy of Tebow's left arm in Atlanta at the Georgia Dome. That's about the hottest ticket that maybe in football ever in that city.
Good matchup of two really good coaches, too.
Yep.
Well, you know, and you
Saban
said Tebow
and
when you were
Meyer.
talking about, you know, the Heisman, he didn't do as much this year as he did. He had more weapons this
Didn't
year.
have
I mean,
to do as
that's
much.
right. He didn't have to, and he used his weapons very well.
Davis to the end zone. Broken up by Dorian Porch at the last moment.
Well, his record last year was 9-4. Florida was 9-4. He won the Heisman, had monster numbers. This year he was, what, 11-1. I think going into today's game, his numbers weren't as good, but his team was ranked 4th, playing for a spot in the national championship game.
And an extra point away from the Ole Miss game. Who knows what would have happened had that been.
Look out.
Ooh. Cody Grimm and Brett Warren. Oh.
You want to tell me what he learned on that play?
Duck. You've got to duck. And I don't mean the Aflac duck. I mean get down.
Grace always says you learn something on every play. I tell you what, you're right, Ness. Duck.
I'll tell you what he says on that one. Jagodzinski, when he walked on the field today, I was talking with Frank Beamer, and he came over and he shook hands with Frank, and he says, well, here we go again.
For the 4th time in 15 months, here they went again.
Have you ever met two nicer guys? I mean, we had the lunch and everything and sit and talk to these guys. They were relaxed. They really were.
Frank said to us yesterday, he told Cheryl, his wife, before the season, oh man, honey, this could be a long year. Well, it's a lot better year than he expected. And now he's freezing to death out there. Good thing we're in Tampa, not in Blacksburg.
Did you see who was holding him? It was Holt, number 12.
The guy that almost knocked him out earlier.
So he got a double whammy on Frank today.
Oh boy. That's the fun part.
That's the way they do it. The coach is going to run away, but a player always comes up and shakes hands or give him a hug and holds him there for the Gatorade.
There's a few oranges flying on the field. I don't know if the oranges are sponsored by FedEx, but the bowl game will be. Congratulations, the ACC champions for the 2nd straight year, the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
All right. Good job this year.
And as Paul said, 2 great guys, 2 great coaches. One goes home a little happier than the other, obviously. Final score, 30-12 in favor of Virginia Tech. So it's on to the FedEx Orange Bowl. Boston College will go bowling as well. We're not quite sure, but you'll find out on the bowl special tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Let's go down to Todd.
Tyrod, congratulations, MVP of the game for both your team and the entire Dr. Pepper ACC Championship. What was the difference this year?
We just fought hard that game, and we knew it was going to be a dog fight every game, and we never gave in, just kept going out there and fighting. And Boston College played a great game, and we had a great game also.
What did the coach tell you prior to this game? He knew he was bringing a lot of young players in who hadn't played on a stage this big. What was the word from Coach Beamer?
Just trusting your teammates. We've been doing that all year. Like I said, we never gave in on any one of the team, or anyone on the team. Just go out there and trusting each other.
Enjoy the FedEx Orange Bowl, Tyrod.
Thank you.
Ness?
Once again, our final score, Virginia Tech 30, Boston College 12. Coming up next, more college football, USC and UCLA. Long rivalry tonight, then the Big 12 championship. For Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, Todd Harris, Brad Nessler from Tampa, congratulations to the Hokies.